Hey folks, welcome to So Bad It's Good. This is your pal Ryan, and this is your Tuesday episode. So, we have a little something different for you today. We used to do these all the time. It has been a hot minute since we've been able to do a movie recap, and today is the day. Annabelle Desisto is our guest from the podcast Cattrall and Compliments. I've known Annabelle for it feels like forever now. And we used to recap movies all the time during the pandemic, and we still managed to crank out like one or two a year. And today we are revisiting the iconic movie Sex and the City. That's right, folks, Sex and the City. I do have to let you guys know, we did this 3 weeks ago, and we held it because one of our friends and somebody that was especially close to Annabelle passed away. One of our fellow podcasters and comedians, Jeff Epstein, who I talked about on the show a couple of weeks ago. And we had recorded this before he had passed, and then he passed away, and it just didn't feel like the right time to put this out. Now, I think Jeff himself would be very proud of something like this. He had the best wicked sense of humor out there. And I highly recommend you go listen to a lot of the podcasts that he did with Annabelle, because I think they really worked off each other so well. So this very silly, dirty podcast today is dedicated, of course, to the one and only Jeff Epstein. But always with these podcasts, I want to let you know there's language. It's a little different than a normal So Bad It's Who are looking for something to silly laugh to. This is it. Now, these are really long. Annabelle and I can't really seem to do short episodes ever. In fact, there are so many pivots and detours during this discussion and recap of the Sex and the City movie. It goes in so many different directions. We talk about Kelly Ben-Simone at one point selling Epstein Island, which is an actual fact. You'll find that in here. But there's hopefully some stuff that you can actually get a chuckle from, because I think we need some laughter now more than ever. But I wanted just to warn you, don't listen to this around kids. And if this is not your thing, don't worry. We'll be back with an all-new episode on Wednesday. And remember, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City premieres tonight. It is finally here, baby, and we're going to be doing a full recap. Now, the thing I don't know is, I don't know if I'm putting this out on Wednesday, the recap, or on Thursday. I feel like I should put it out on Thursday so then everybody has a chance to have watched it. But let me know in the morning if you listen to this and you're like, no, you got to put it out on Wednesday, and then I'll work all day tomorrow on it. So let us know as soon as you listen to this intro. I hope you guys had a good start to your week. And that's pretty much it. There's a lot of news, but I will save that for Wednesday's episode. We got a lot of Bravo news today. And we also had the season finale of this season of Below Deck. God, by God, did I not like this season. It started off strong for me, and then it completely petered out. I don't know what you guys thought. But anyway, I really do hope you enjoy this. But like I said, these are always really long episodes. I didn't want to split it into two, so this is a big old 3-hour episode. So even if this isn't right for your workday or wherever you are today, maybe save this for a road trip. Save this for when you need when you need like a half a drive to Arizona. Save this podcast. Okay? Take care of each other, and I will talk to you bright and early on Wednesday. Bye, guys. Folks, welcome back to So Bad It's Good. Today we have a returning guest. She's been on the podcast, I would say like 50 or 60 times at this point. And each time there is something that happens that's like a little off. And today it was great. We were supposed to start like an hour ago, and I had sent the email with the instructions that she's very aware of the instructions. And then I've spent the last hour staring at my computer, which I don't mind. I like staring into space. And, so anyways, we're here to talk about the 2008 amazing movie, Sex and the City, to celebrate the end of And Just Like That. And there's only one person that, you have to recap this with, because we recap so many movies throughout the So Bad It's Good history. And you can find movie recaps on her podcast, Cattrall and Compliments, as well. So we welcome back today, we speak her name, the one and only Annabelle Desisto. Annabelle, what have you been doing for the last hour?
And just like that, I made you wait an hour.
Yeah. Annabelle, what are you doing? It's me, Steve. I can't believe you did that.
Miranda. Like, I will say that Ryan did say he was running 15 minutes late, so I was not going to put like the pressure on him of like, so where are you? Where are you? So I'm like, I'm downstairs. I'm like cleaning, which like, so that's how bored I was that I was like
But
cleaning.
you
So I'm
didn't
like, oh,
see
he's
the
gonna text
email?
me.
You didn't see the email pop into your email box?
I had it pulled up, but I thought you would like text me. I thought you would give me very much like big. I'm like, why? Like, I thought we had this planned. We had both agreed to do this. And one of us was just sitting there waiting, being like, I'm waiting for a sign.
I think when you come on, people think there's like some sort of prank that we're doing where there's always something that is askew or messed up in some way. And there is no prank at all. There's no prank. So I spent the last hour rewatching the Sex and the City movie, the first hour of this movie, which by the way, I want to say I love. I know I give in just like that a hard time. All 3 seasons, right?
Sorry. It chipped it like. It paused.
Oh my God!
All I heard was 3 seasons.
Have you watched all 3 seasons? Have you watched all 3 seasons?
Oh no. I have seen a few clips on TikTok, but I feel like it's a multiverse. Like the movie was before, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Look.
Okay, follow-up question: have you seen the Sex and the City movie that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. That's you really scared me for a second. You were like, wait, so you haven't even watched the end just like that. So you have you know from clips, but you have no idea. You have not been there week after week and the pain that just like that was to watch.
After Che Diaz left, which was the main reason I did watch it, was for your clips and for you doing Che Diaz like memes. Once they were gone, I was like, this is like, it's over for me.
What was your relationship with Sex and the City, the TV show?
It was a little like before my time. So
what? It wasn't before your time. What are you talking about?
Right. I'm a 29-year-old girl who was born in 1989. Okay. Yeah, this happened before me.
But I figured as an 8-year-old, you would be watching Sex and the City growing. You weren't even fixated on the actual show.
So no, I watched it like later, like when it was like on TBS. Like I started watching it like when I was like in like.
Wait, so you watched the edited version? So every time Samantha would be like, "I'm giving this guy pleasure with a hand." Yeah.
So like I missed like all of the good stuff, but I do remember that. The Sex and the City, like that was, I feel like the original like BuzzFeed quiz because everyone was like, "Who are you?" Like that used to be like the first like. So who are you, Ryan? Who do you identify as?
Oh, gosh, I mean they're all horrible in their own way, but I mean sadly enough, I think I'm a mixture of Miranda and Charlotte.
Okay, like a Marlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Who are you?
I would say I'm an Anthony Marantino with a Slytherin moon.
Yeah,
I had to
with a big rising, yeah.
Yes.
No, but do you? I mean, any of the ladies on here? You're like, oh, I totally get where they're coming from.
I like Samantha the most, or I admire Samantha the most, and we have the same ideas about children.
That you don't want them,
right? And that they're everywhere. And that they shouldn't be. Like there should be how like restaurants used to have like the no smoking section, which also I do miss. Carrie looked so cool when she smoked. Like the earlier seasons when it was just like fun and you didn't have to have like a trigger warning, like parental advisory, like smoking, like on, how I just thought
that's another thing though. I mean, she does look amazing with a cigarette. And I mean, I will say though, that's classic Carrie. She's probably responsible at this point for like 10,000 deaths because so many people picked up smoking because she looked so damn cool. It's like how so many people started wearing tutus after she was wearing tutus in the show. And it was like, nobody should be out there wearing tutus as just like a part. And by the way, I want to just also, if you have not heard Annabelle and myself on recap, this is a sick sense of humor that we both share. This is meant to be in good fun. You're going to have probably multiple times where you'll be like, I hate what they just said. That's disgusting. That's wrong. And so welcome to the show. That's what this is going to be.
And that's not even just Nancy. My mom's saying that.
Yeah. No, but like, I mean, Carrie's fashion choices usually only work on somebody like Carrie.
That's true. I feel like they were the original, like, Selling Sunset, where it's like they made the ridiculous clothing first.
Oh my God. Now I'm just thinking of a spinoff where somehow Selling Sunset merges, like Samantha takes over managing with the Oppenheim twins. And then she ends up fucking both the Oppenheim twins. She's like, no, what's better than one bald man, two bald men, you know? And he's like, they're both like right at her navel height because they're tiny. I mean, that's what I say. So you don't watch it just like that, but I will say that the overarching complaint is that it so misses Samantha because she's not a part of that series.
Yeah, I respect Kim Cattrall so much because I really feel like she was the only person who really cared about her character and just didn't do like an easy money grab, because she's just like, no, my story is done. And also, I mean, I really wish, oh my God, you know what would be amazing? Because I'm sure Ryan like Murphy listens to this. He should do the next like American like story, like American crime story, like Feud. You know how he just, if he did Kim Cattrall
and Sarah Jessica
SJP,
Parker.
Wouldn't that be so good?
By the way, that actually would be amazing because there's so many things that you have to read between the lines in terms of their relationship. There's so much that we don't know. So in some ways, it comes off like Kim Cattrall is just being a bitter Betty, when in reality, there must have been a lot that went into that. It's just that Sarah Jessica Parker has never talked about that openly. So really, it's like up to our imaginations to fill in those blanks about how horrible Sarah Jessica Parker might have been to Kim Cattrall, which I don't want to believe.
I mean, remember the post she made? Remember the Instagram post where she called her a mean girl? Where Kim Cattrall called SJP a mean girl and to stop talking about her dead brother?
Oh, yeah, she goes, I don't want to take any condolences from you. Like, and that's when somebody dies and you don't take their "I hope everything's okay" message. That's dark. I mean, talk about the darkness that is like goes with that. If somebody had been like, sorry about your mom, it'd be like, don't need it, peace,
and not
don't
from
need
you.
it. Mom never liked you. You're good. Like, so I guess I just have to once again just say I'm just so shocked, and to remind or fill people in, is that Annabelle, she's a lot like Carrie Bradshaw in And Just Like That, because my theory was she lived through the new series like she just got unfrozen out of ice after 30 years and she doesn't know what anything is. She's like, computers. This is how Annabelle is with pop culture. Like she said, there's a specific moment in pop culture, like in the early aughts, that Annabelle's really good at. And then she refuses to watch any movies.
I've been cryogenically frozen.
Well, the movies that you do watch are so like, and to all the Jamie Kennedy stands out there, is that she loves Malibu's Most Wanted with Jamie Kennedy, who now I almost see this guy on a weekly basis.
I was going to say, he's a very close friend of yours.
We used to talk about Jamie Kennedy all the time on this podcast because you had went on a date with Jamie Kennedy way back in the day when you worked at a radio station, and you and your mom loved Malibu's Most Wanted.
Loved it. I mean, the fact that he remembered my mom from a year prior when I first met him, I was like, me and my mom love you. And he's like, and I met him a year later and he's like, how's your mom?
Yeah. How's your mom? Does she want to come? Hey, does she want to hang? So Annabelle, like, it's interesting that you watch Sex and the City, the show, on TBS, where I would imagine it doesn't have the same impact as watching all of the cursing and all of the sex scenes that the original series had.
So, I mean, I have now seen, that was my first introduction to it. I have since seen like most of like the real episodes. Like, I cannot say I've seen all of them. It really is just, for some reason, watching it, that seems more dated than like when I watch Seinfeld every night. Which, not to brag, you guys, I do. That's how I spend my evening.
I watch Seinfeld. Well, actually, I tell the audience all the time, I fall asleep with an AirPod in my ear and I will listen to old Seinfeld episodes. And I always say the two things that do not hold up on Seinfeld is the opening Jerry Seinfeld doing stand-up comedy. It's never funny anymore. He's like, what's the deal with, and also the extreme, like, bow, 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 bow. That sometimes is very, when you're, and also I know I'm an idiot because I'm like, when you're trying to fall asleep, that bass line really does not help. Yeah, that doesn't hold up at all. But you're saying, see, I think I've gone back and watched Sex and the City episodes, and I think for me, and I'm not obviously a woman, so I can't speak to who the show truly is for. I find it holds up still way better than the new series and Just Like That, which you haven't watched.
I don't know. I don't like being faced like with my own like mortality. I don't like seeing shows where it's like we saw like the kids when they were kids and then like now you see them as adults and you're like, what? No, I've seen you grow up. No, I don't want to, like, I don't need a reminder of that. I don't want to see. You sound like Ballard. I don't want to see that. I don't.
You make a very interesting point, though, is that we have now watched these ladies start off in Sex and the City. The movie started in, I think, 2008, which, was a little bit after that show ended its run on HBO, and then it got picked up 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
the
movie takes place 4 years after, like, the finale, and like we'll say Brady and Lily, luckiest actors, those nepo babies. The only way that they are acting now is because they were born into this. Like, they were grandfathered in.
Wait, is the kid that plays Brady and then Just Like That?
I'm pretty sure it's like I'm pretty sure it's the original.
There's no way those kids are like that. No way. Annabelle, there's no way.
See, in the hour you've been waiting for me, you could have looked
No, I mean, and by the way, you don't even know what Brady looks like now because you don't watch him Just Like That. He's like a curly-haired freak.
Oh, I just thought of, like, they call like the kid Brady, but like their last name is Brady, so he's Brady.
Miranda's last name is Hobbes.
I know, but they get married.
Wait, guys, don't worry, you're in good hands. I swear. Wait.
Their kid's name is Brady, right?
I think so. Wait. Who is Miranda's son's name? Brady Hobbs. Miranda's son's name is Brady Hobbs, who is the son of Miranda Hobbs and Steve Brady. You're right. So Brady?
So, this poor, he didn't stand a chance.
Wait a second. That is why. So Steve's last name is Brady, and then their son's name is Brady Hobbs.
Brady?
But if you go
Brady Hobbs,
so that's
Brady?
That's classic Miranda, though, to not let her son take the father's last name. But if the kid did take Steve's last name, it would be Brady.
Like, it's terrible. Okay. Why can't I really should have downloaded Grok. No, this is taking me forever to pull it.
Are you still on Twitter? Oh my gosh. What are you looking up?
Right in the originals. Okay, you're right. Okay, it's now played by a different person and Just Like That, but it was the same Brady, like baby Brady, up till the second movie. So he got all that work.
Because I'm sorry, with those child actors, you can't, like, just because they're child actors, they're cast because of a look. It's not like that a baby's like Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, it's like, what are the odds that kids can like grow up and actually act? Like that girl on Modern Family. I'm trying to think of like all of these. There was did you ever watch
Lily, who's also an adopted Chinese girl named Lily.
You're right. I mean, you're actually. Wow, I wonder if Modern Family stole that from Sex and the City. Did you ever watch that show Party of Five? I already know you're going to say no.
No.
Well, there was
Ryan, I
a
wasn't even
kid.
born yet.
There was a kid named Owen who was like the little like baby that grew up into a little kid, and he was a horrible actor. This kid, and no offense if you guys know him in real life, but me and my friend used to call him Slowin. Like what? Because his name Owen, and we call him "What up, Slowin?" Like slow. You'd be in the middle of like a beautifully acted scene, and all of a sudden Slowin would come in and be like, "I'm hungry," and it would be horrible.
I will say that what nobody talks about from this series or movies, it's like when you think of classic like movie villains, like like if you think of famous like movie villains, like who do you think of?
I think of Carrie Bradshaw.
Okay.
I know. I mean, movie villains. Villains. You got like, Thanos from the Marvel movies.
Like when you say like Darth Vader, like Voldemort, like we are conveniently leaving out Lily Goldenblatt because she is the true evil in this movie and the series. She is literally and figuratively a life ruiner. Big probably wouldn't be dead if it weren't for her. If she hadn't made everyone go to the her stupid piano recital where she did fucking Flight of the Bumblebee or whatever she was playing. If they weren't all there, then Big wouldn't have been at home on the Peloton by himself.
So you do know that Big died. And that, by the way, when you watch the Sex and the City movie, it's sort of heartbreaking because you just realize that all of this is leading up to Big's death. Like all of the added stress that Carrie gives Big. Like Big's trying to like call her during this movie and like, hey babe, I'm writing the vows here and I'm just having a hard time. And she's like, shut up. I'm trying to buy things with your money. Let's, it's fine. It's fine.
Lily conveniently hides the phone in her purse. Just so convenient. I'm just saying that I believe she's a Chinese spy and she has been evil since the day she's arrived.
That's a bold choice that you've chosen to make about a child, but I respect it. I just want to say
would you say that most of the bad things that happen there is a string theory? My red string chart does go back to her a lot.
No, I don't at all. I would actually argue that Carrie Bradshaw is a villain in some ways, even though she's given such great hope and inspiration for so many people. I think there is a narcissistic quality that Carrie Bradshaw possesses where it's all about her and it's never good enough. And in fact, the movie starts off where they're looking at places. They looked at like 34 places of like, is this the one? And the Big's like, baby, I'm going to build you a closet and this is the one. And I bought it. And she's like, oh my God, he bought it. And then the girls are like, yeah, but you don't own it. And then she's like, I don't own it, Big. Like, it's never good enough. It's never good enough. And I argue that this woman drove this man to a Peloton death. Because he was training to try to keep up with the misery that she instilled in his life. And he died. I mean, and he died in such a it's like Elvis dying on a toilet. God rest Elvis Presley, after he had like a fried banana and peanut butter sandwich, he died on a toilet. And I would argue the Peloton was like 3 years ago. That was the toilet, of dying on a Peloton.
Do you think that the Peloton company knew that this was coming? Do they have to get like clearance, like approval?
I've talked about this a couple of times because I still don't know who signed off on that because you do have to give some sort of approval. And so I wonder if they were like, no, it's going to be cool. He looks all buff on the Peloton. He's enjoying a good workout. He's in love with his Peloton.
Everyone's going to be talking about it.
And the thing was, the Peloton, this was like on the tail end of the pandemic, and everybody had gotten Pelotons, and they were riding Pelotons because you weren't supposed to go outside a lot, so people were really getting into Pelotons, and then Big died on a Peloton, and to me, and by the way, Peloton now is not doing nearly as well as it was. Like, they're fighting to stay alive, and Big really killed that company, and, in my theory,
it's a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Lily, Big, Peloton, millions of jobs lost.
Lily, you really have a dog. You're a dog with a bone with Lily. I mean, this is
I'm saying that it's just nobody looks at like something like where you're like, oh, it's too close, it's too obvious. Like nobody's looking at her. when they should be.
Got it. Do you think, you don't even know that Charlotte has another daughter. Well, her daughter
Rose, and then I don't know what is their name now?
And once again, we are talking about our friends over at Quince. You guys, I can't stop wearing the breathable navy sports jacket I have. I'm wearing it way too much. I need to go on Quince and get something new because I keep wearing it, but I love it so much. And as cooler temps are rolling in, Quince is where I'm turning for fall staples that actually last. From cashmere to denim to boots, the quality holds up and the price still blows me away. Quince has all kinds of fall staples that you are going to wear nonstop, like super soft 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters starting at just $60. Their denim is durable and it fits right, and their real leather jackets bring that clean, classic edge without the elevated price tag. And what makes Quince different is they partner directly with ethical factories and skip the middlemen, so you get top-tier fabrics and craftsmanship at half the price of similar brands. That sounds really good. So keep it classic and cool this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/sobad for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Just go to the website. You're going to find a lot of good stuff. That's quince.com/sobad. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/sobad. That daughter's non-binary and goes by Rock.
Okay. Well, I'm going to call them the better one, because with you have Willie.
Lily, yeah.
And literally anyone would be better. I just ooh, you know what I just thought of randomly? You know those secret movies? I truly believe that. Did you ever see Confessions of a Shopaholic?
No.
Okay, this proves my it came out a year after Sex and the City. Came out a year.
Is that the Lindsay Lohan film?
No, it has Isla Fisher in it. And it's like she's like a shopper, and she's addicted to shopping, and like it's like the fashion in it is so cute, but I feel like it never got the breaks, and nobody ever talks about it. You never see memes of it. It's never playing on TV. It's never even an option on an airplane. And it's like I truly believe, like I feel like I'm the only person who has seen this movie, and I don't understand why. I do feel like it's a better movie than this, but.
I think if you've seen the movie, that's like obviously an argument that it's not the better movie. Like, I mean, I think it's like hands down. Like,
I see the Razzie list and I'm like, yes, that's my must see.
Yeah. The Razzies are her unironic Oscars, the movies that actually do deserve. The Razzies are awards that are given out every year, folks, to like the worst movies made that year. And I
think Jennifer Hudson won for this movie. I'm not even kidding. I think she
this movie covers a lot of ground. It's like 2 hours and 25 minutes. And Jennifer Hudson actually pops up in this because obviously, Carrie feels that Big left her at the altar through, some mismatched signals and stuff. And then Jennifer Hudson becomes her assistant. And what is your take? A lot of people say about the purse that Sarah Jessica Parker gives Jennifer Hudson. What is your opinion on this purse?
I think it's a cruel joke. I feel like to do that to anyone, like let alone your assistant, where you're like giving her this, like Louis Vuitton box of like, here you go. It's just like, I think it's a very, very cruel joke. I think it's probably one of the ugliest purses I've ever seen in my life. Like,
because it has a big yellow has a big yellow handle, and then the bag, it has like underneath it looks like a pink, and then it has pink bubbles.
It has it looks like there are spores on it. It's like very like Ronald McDonald's like Playhouse. Like you can't believe that this is like a Louis Vuitton bag. Like it.
Well, and also Jennifer Hudson's character does not. I thought at some point Jennifer Hudson's character was going to pop up on And Just Like That and murder Carrie with the purse. Like, straight like this, you made a fucking idiot out of me. I thought this was a cool purse and I took it everywhere and I got made fun of, Like, imagine owning a Louis Vuitton purse and it's the wrong one, like just the worst one.
I go down. I mean, you're better off. Like, go down to like get a Dooney and Burke if you're gonna walk around with like that Louis Vuitton.
What's that?
A Dooney and Burke. This would be like a good slam if this was like 2009. Like, this would have been a good to be like, get a Dooney and Burke. I don't think that company exists now, but like, it's just go down and get like the worst knockoff like possible, where it's like L, but like the V has like, like two things off of it, where it's like obviously like a knockoff. That would be better than what she is making this girl carry. Like literally carry around a fucking thing of cat litter. Like didn't Carrie get a cat? Like, I don't know. Do carry that around. Because
oh my God, that would be funny. That would be funny. Just a throwback to Jennifer Hudson's character if the cat's litter box was that purse and just like that. And you realize, you're like, oh, now the cat shits in there. Okay, perfect. So anyways, we start with the Sex and the City movie written by Michael Patrick King and directed by Michael Patrick King, who also did, the original series with Darren Star and also did And Just Like That. And a lot of people think he's lost his mind because of this series. It's classic Sex and the City in the sense that they open it up and you hear that dun, 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 dun. But then all of a sudden it's rap of like, yo, we're updated. This is Iggy Azalea. What up? I'm rapping because it's 2008. Yo, this ain't your Sex and the City from HBO.
I love that song. It's by Fergie.
Oh, is it by Fergie? Who's that?
Yeah,
like, is this Iggy Azalea?
One of the greatest rappers of our time. So
rest in peace, Fergie. What? How bad did Fergie hate those Black Eyed Peas that she was like, no, I'm good. I don't want to continue on with the Black Eyed Peas. Like, imagine that. And also, she kind of saved herself because, in a sense, I always thought as Black Eyed Peas as they got older as a band, like, were they going to be in their 60s doing like My Humps, My Lovely Lady Lumps? Check it out, like. And by the way, Black Eyed Peas has some bops, but I just don't know if that movie as music as you get older. I don't know if you can tour that.
Is it AC/DC? Who is the one where it's like the guy dressed as like a schoolboy at the beginning, but then now he still has to like, does he have to still like wear that costume of like the little boy shorts and stuff? Is that
you're talking about? Angus Young from AC/DC, the guitarist. He had like the little Irish schoolboy kilt on and or Scottish. But he still wears that, which has got to be like, as you get older, it's hard enough to pick up that guitar, let alone, but I mean, I will say though, and this is one thing I've always admired about women with skirts is like that for me, like it gets hot down there. Like there's so much airflow and stuff, and that's got to be so nice, right?
It's like it's a lot of work. It's like a lot of paying attention. Like you can't just like sit how you want. Like you have to sit like a certain way. You have to be worried if like the wind comes. Like
no, I don't mean wait. I don't mean a short skirt. I mean like a longer skirt.
Still, just a skirt. Like you still have to. You can't have like your legs like spread open. I mean, not like this, but like you can't. You still have to be like considerate of like the way you sit and like, how you cross your. It's just like a lot of work. Like a lot. It's my best.
Wow.
Have my legs spread.
Sounds like you haven't worn a skirt in a while. So anyways, it opens up and we have Carrie's voiceover that you always hear of like year after year, 20-something women come to New York City in search of the two L's, labels and love. And we see like younger ladies where, like arms linked laughing and they're walking down the street with shopping bags. And then you have Carrie Bradshaw, who at this point is 41. And the script says fabulous. Carrie Bradshaw, 41 and fabulous, walking towards us. She watches these girls as they pass. A smile grows on her face. And in the voiceover, Carrie's like, 20 years ago, I was one of them. And she walks along, her shopping bag swinging. And then it's like all quick cuts that are supposed to catch you up with the Sex and the City universe, where like Carrie's on a step ladder, barefoot. Her finger moves along a series of designer shoe boxes. And the voiceover's like, having gotten the knack for labels early, I concentrated on my search for love. Turns out a knockoff is not as easy to spot when it comes to love. And she passes a 20-something girl and a guy huddled very close together. Suddenly the girl slaps him across the face and the Carrie's voiceover says, until it is. And it's like, you should have told me you were married. Yeah. and Carrie's like, I've been there, girl. I'm 41, but I've been there. And then she's like, this is why you need help to spot them. Lots of help. And this is when we get introduced to like Charlotte walking along and Miranda and Samantha, and they're all laughing with shopping bags.
Don't they like play clips from the show? Like, don't they like play
they play clips, like iconic clips from the show. of, what, all the characters from the past, which is great.
Do you think, because they each got like 2 or 3 like clips from, but do you think that Kim Cattrall knew that one of her clips that was going to be like, I'm dating a guy with the funkiest tasting spunk? Like that was her opening credit.
And then Carrie's actual line of like, could you please send back my rice pudding? Because that's the consistency of semen. It would be great if this is when you sent Sarah Jessica Parker really hated Kim Cattrall because every one of her throwbacks is just an intense sex scene of her being bent over like a fire hose or fire hydrant or something. I'm like, Jesus. But Samantha was able, Kim Cattrall, the actress, was able to sell those lines so well. Like she's the
best.
Yeah. Like a line about spunk from Kim Cattrall, like it works. Like no other actor could really, I think, sell that.
She nails everything that she says. The fact that she nails all of these ridiculous, like this was pre-chat GPT. Like the fact that she fucking sells all of these lines is, she's incredible. She never got the credit she deserved.
I mean, I think she's gotten a lot of credit for playing this role, but you just gave me an idea though. If she had been in Just Like That, one of her storylines would have been having sex with Chat GPT. Of like, what's going on? Come on, Herbert. I know you want to. Like, don't call me Herbert. My name is ChatGPT. Oh, that's what you tell all the girls, isn't it? No, I am just a friend.
Carrie would be like, and so I thought, is it ChatGPT me? Like, it was just like, she would like,
oh my God, is it ChatGPT me? Yeah, that's
exactly.
I was trying to think of any like advancements in the world of sex where Samantha, like what is considered like, what has happened in the world of sex since 2008?
Well, she would have been all over OnlyFans.
Oh my God, Samantha Jones. And then they find out because it's always like she like doesn't show her face, but then somebody like spots like a birthmark of like, Samantha, isn't that your birthmark? Of like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, no, my God. Samantha Jones does a gangbang. Or Samantha's in a hospital because she broke a hip during 8 hours. She's like, I'm well respected in the PR world, but I'm the golden granny. Anyways, the whole thing is she's like, year after year, my single girlfriends were my salvation, as it turns out, my meal ticket. And we see like her book, A Single Life by Carrie Bradshaw, because remember, she's a huge author, and like her books like Sex and the City is one of them, and the other book is called Manhattan. Not Manhattan, Manhattan. You get it?
Get it? Because it's about men.
No, I get yeah, it's great. And we see a framed photo of the 4 girls like in 1999, and she picks it up and touches it sweetly. And Carrie's like, we still are those 4 single girls, even though technically we're not. And that's when we see Miranda and Brady, their child who's 5 years old. They're filling like an inflatable pool. And Steve approaches with popsicles and like, I've got a popsicle, Miranda. And like, they're like squirting each other with the hose, and he's laughing. And Carrie's like, one of us is married. And then we see Charlotte and Harry and their beautiful Asian daughter, Lily. Lily giggles. And then the script says they cavell.
Evil giggle.
They cavell. And I like Harry. Harry, by the way, Harry turned into, like, Harry's whole storyline in the last season of And Just Like That was he had prostate cancer and he couldn't get an erection. So every joke was like, I wish my dick was hard. It would be like, Lily has a hard math test. I wish my dick had been hard like that test. Like, and then finally in the series finale, he got a hard on the day of Thanksgiving, and like he's like, Charlotte, we got to do it now. We got to do it. He's like Regis Philbin. We got to do it now.
Thankful for.
Yeah. I swear to God, I think that's one of the lines. He's like, because Lily's right there. Like, where are you guys going? He's like, we're going to give thanks.
It's called Maze.
It's called Maze. And then Carrie's like, one of us relocated, and that's Samantha, 49, which I love that they put, like, the script points out all of the ages of the ladies by Michael Patrick King. And this is why Kim
It's
Cattrall
such a big deal.
Everybody's like 40. And then Samantha, 49, sits near the pool wearing a white bikini and a huge white sunglasses. And Smith, remember Smith's her lover and client, the big actor Smith, and he's reading a script. And then Carrie's voiceover continues, and one of us stayed exactly where she was, and she falls into the arms of Mr. Big, waiting for her in front of an apartment, and they kiss, and the script says, a good kiss. And Carrie's like, in love. And they're at this apartment building, and Big's doing his whole bullshit where he's always like, hey, it's okay, kid. Hey, it's okay. No, I like Big. I mean, I do like Big, but at a certain point, you're like, chill with the kid and like, hey, kid, it's all right, kid.
He thinks he's like very cool, like Frank Sinatra, like rap, like just like it's not Mad Men, even though that's how you treat a lot of the women in your life. Big, it's like he thinks it's like back in that time. I feel.
Oh my God, Big when Mad Men came on the TV, Big probably that was like appointment television. He was like, Carrie, shut the fuck up. My story's on. Hey, kid, my story's on. Go get me my chicken pot pie, my story, and my glass of whiskey neat. So anyways, they're at like this very expensive building. They've seen 33 places before. And, it turns out this place sucks. And so they have to keep looking, right? But I don't even know why were they moving in the first place? Because Big's like pre-war penthouse apartment looks pretty damn good.
Looks beautiful. And then we have her apartment, which I think we've all seen her apartment probably more than we've seen our own. Like, it's just, I don't understand. Also, this has been 4 years. So you guys have been dating for 4 years, like now officially, and you guys have never lived together. And you guys are going to go from not living together ever, of like practicing, like giving this a soft launch. We're just going to go like hard into, we're going to buy this and we're going to live together.
Yeah, and then we're going to throw the marriage in too, because she's bitching and moaning of like, well, and it's like really unromantic. If she's like, I'm worried that my name's not on the deed, we're not even married. He's like, is that what it's going to take, kid? Putting a ring on it. And she's like, yeah, I guess. He's like, okay, let's do it then. Like, and it's like really very like a non thing at all when the initial idea of marriage gets brought up. But they do find a gorgeous apartment. And she, Carrie's like, oh my God, I've died and gone to real estate heaven. Look at this place. And
it's
beautiful.
When you say it, you're like, boo, eat the rich. Like, it is pretty ridiculous. I mean, it's gorgeous. But you know what it reminds me of? It almost reminded me of, the Paris apartment in Taken. You know how
Paris apartment and what you cut out?
Was like, in the movie Taken. How when they're in like the Paris penthouse, and like one comes across.
The Liam Neeson movie. That's what's you're like.
Yes,
okay,
the Liam Neeson movie. The reason that I did not travel in any of my 20s because I was too afraid of being sex trafficked, and my mother Nancy. I was like, I would really love to travel, but I'm too worried after I saw that movie. And she's like, oh, sweetie, that's not going to happen. I'm like, really? And she goes, oh, you've aged out of sex slavery. You'll be fine. And I was like, I'm 25. And so she's no.
Wait. So wait.
You're fine.
The movie Taken got you worried about sex trafficking?
Yes.
So until then, you were okay. You weren't really aware of sex trafficking, and then you went and saw the Liam Neeson movie Taken, where his daughter gets taken, and which, by the way, your dad is kind of like a Liam Neeson type figure. I bet he would go to the ends of the earth, to find you. But Liam Neeson's always like, I've got a specific set of skills, it's a really good movie, but that's what did it for. That's what got you scared about traveling.
That's what got me scared. That's what stopped my international travel dream. The fact that I just traveled for the first time in my life, like out of the country.
Yeah, I was like, didn't you just go to Africa?
And it took me till I was 35 years old. Oh my God. It took me till I was 36 years old. Michael Patrick King right down my age.
The whole trip, Annabelle's like, traffic me, look at me.
And they're just like, do you have a granddaughter? No, get out of the way. Boo. Boo.
Like, do you have a daughter by chance?
And they're just like, now the thing is, I wouldn't even be trafficked. They'd be like, I don't know, are organs still good? I don't know. With how she drinks, I don't know if that liver's gonna.
Yeah, they would probably take one of your kidneys or something. Because that's not the only trope. The trope is you wake up and there's like a surgical scar where they've taken some of your organs.
Where I'm just like, that could also just be me. I'm like, I have bruises like all over me. I mean, thank God people know I'm like perpetually single, or they'd be like, you need to talk. Like, I have just bruises all over me.
That's why you don't wear skirts.
That's great.
So the agent's trying to sell him this huge place. It's available because there's a nasty divorce, but the big downside is Carrie's already bitching because there's not enough room for her clothes and her shoes. And Big's like, I can build you a better closet, kid. I can build you a better closet. Welcome home, baby. And Carrie's like, can we afford this? And Big's like, I got it. And when Carrie says, can we afford this? There's not a bone in my body that thinks she even gives a fuck. She's like, it's one of those things she knows she has to say of like, oh, can we even afford this? Like,
should we split it? But like, when she's like, can we, you're right, exactly. Baby girl, you've written 3 books. Great. But you are not J.K. Rowling. Now, and granted, because obviously, Carrie accepts trans people as actual people, unlike Rowling. But like, you are not that successful of a writer. You're not Tom Clancy. How much money could you possibly have from those 3 books that you're like, oh.
Wait, Annabelle, why did you drop Tom Clancy, who's the author of The Hunt for Red October? He
writes all those dad airport books, right?
He does, but like, what a random name. Like, isn't
Tom Clancy an author that I see a lot?
Like, that's an author from like the 80s and 90s. That's a really...
I'm trying to relate to your time, Ryan.
Okay. Okay, so she's like, can we afford? She's like, oh, I'll take care of utilities. No, she doesn't even say that. She doesn't even say that.
I'll tip the doorman at Christmas. That's what I'll do.
She's like, I'll pick out your outfits every day. But anyways, the next day she's like bragging to her girlfriends like, oh, he just said, I got it. Just like that. I got it. Like he was picking up a check for coffee or something. And Miranda, of course, is the one that brings like doom and gloom. And she's like, so he bought it and you're going to live there with him, but he'll own it. So are you keeping your own place, right? And I just want to make sure you're being smart. And Carrie's like, oh, I love you for that. But for now, you can stop worrying for me and just go ahead and feel what I want you to feel, which is jealous of me living in this gorgeous penthouse in Manhattan. And she's like, fine. You know, Miranda's always like that Debbie Downer of like, fine, womp, womp. I'm jealous. You're in real estate heaven and I'm in Brooklyn with a man that I'm not even attracted to because I love women, which by the way, her women attraction is not yet. Like that happens in Just Like That. But the signs were there, by the way, with Miranda and Brady in this movie. The signs were there. Anyways, they're all excited for her, and then Samantha calls them from Christie's, the auction house, and Samantha's like, Samantha Jones, Smith Jared's manager. I'm in New York till Monday. My flight was fabulous, Carrie. Let's go. I'm so excited. Oh no, she was on the phone, but she meets all the women at Christie's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is
I was like, wait, I was not paying attention. I forgot that. Yeah, so they're all for the auction.
Yeah, she's at the auction. And we see all of these beautiful jewels, and Carrie in a voiceover says, Blair Elkin was a waitress turned model turned actress turned billionaire's girlfriend who came home one night to find herself unceremoniously turned out on the street. And now she was getting the ultimate breakup revenge, an embarrassing and very public auction of all the jewelry he had given her when they were happy. And Samantha was like, when I saw this in the catalog, I said to Smith, this flower ring is the essence of me, one of a kind, filled with fire and cum. She didn't say the cum, but that's her, like, but she was like, I'm going to go spend some of my hard-earned Hollywood money. And so she's bidding on this jewelry. Maybe I'm just immune to embarrassment at this point, but I didn't really understand when they're like, this embarrassing showing, like, want to be like, I don't know, you're
selling millions and millions of dollars worth of jewelry that you got as a gift, and you're going to make all of this money, like just pure profit. And then like, ooh, burn. I bet that guy's like, I can never show my face in New York again after she had his option. Like, it's not even, it's like not, you're not doing like a poetry slam like about his dick or anything. You're just like, watch me get money. Aren't you embarrassed? Don't you feel foolish?
Oh my God. I just thought of this. Why in scenes like this, they should have had like some Roni ladies of like Countess Luann of like, I'm fighting you for this, Charlotte. No, I'm fighting you, Luann. No, I'm fighting you, Charlotte. By the way, who do you think is hornier, Countess Luann or Samantha?
I think Samantha would be like, I at some point I have to sleep. Like, I mean, Countess Luann is just she's 24/7. She's fucking Waffle House. Like, she does not stop. Like, nothing. She's always there. She's always ready. I mean, I really do give her credit. She has like stood the test of time. I mean, for like running, like her, like think about like whenever it ended, and she's still doing like her cabaret show.
Well,
like,
no, cabaret was Sonia. Countess Luann does cabaret.
Oh, okay.
Sonia does cabaret.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect the art of.
Well, no, Luann gets pissed when you talk about that because her cabaret is very important to her. So Sonia's was cabaret-esque and Luann's was cabaret. But but I will say there's like some similarities between the Sex and the City ladies and like the OG.
Do you think Liza Minnelli's like, well, I'm offended that you use cabaret? Like, it's just like a sequence of being offended.
Yeah, no, I do actually think there's like a sequence of like since the dawn of time. So anyways, all the ladies are at this auction house to bid on this jewelry, and they're having that fun girl conversation. And Charlotte's like, don't you ever get weirded out by seeing Smith in bed with all those other women? Smith is the hot actor that, Samantha's with and represents. And Samantha's like, no, I think it's hot. Sometimes when I'm alone, I masturbate right along with them. Like, if you were with Samantha at a certain age, by the way, wouldn't you pull her aside and go like, hey, could you stop with the fucking talk? Like, we're out in public and we're in our 60s. Like, would you, or
you've already ruined rice pudding for me. Like, how many more things? Like,
that's me being sex negative. And I should say, feel free to say whatever you want in public at all times.
No, I mean, I guess like I would be like embarrassed by it, but that's just like my own like self-loathing, like jealousy of like, God, I wish I could be that free. So instead of envying it, I'm like, I'm just gonna judge it and then like, not appropriate. But you know what I just thought of? I once went to an improv theater, and
of course.
And the guy who played Smith was there. And he was like in the audience.
Okay.
Every time they'd like ask for a suggestion, I remember one time he was like, they're like, hey, we needed an item. And he's like, garbage disposal. And they're like, I heard fire truck. Okay, let's go. He just kept suggesting things and they wouldn't change.
Good for him for being a great participator, but bad on that improv troupe. The ladies keep talking. And Carrie's like, and people say the golden age of television is over. And Samantha's like, besides, it's fake sex. When they're doing it, no one's actually turned on. And then classic Miranda. Miranda goes, kind of like Steve and I. Womp, womp.
Miranda's the Kathy comic.
Yeah, see, kind of like, and poor Steve. He's just like, what did I do to deserve this, Miranda? You don't even want to touch me. You don't want to touch me, Miranda, please. But then Miranda's like, I'm kidding, but come on, it's been 7 years. He does that, I do this. It's not like a new plot twist is going to turn up. Not with that attitude.
Yeah,
right?
You're going into this already like being defeated, like already with the negative,
It is weird. Isn't it interesting of like, you're pro all of these women, but if you think about it, like Miranda broke Steve, broke him. Like took away one of his nuts.
You broke us. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, like they have a huge fight. Like, you broke us. And I was like, dude, it's shocking that he only stepped outside of the marriage once.
Like until then, the closest he was getting was watching like Miranda do that like popsicle he gave her. Like they had absolutely like no connection. He's like, I'll live vicariously through the popsicle. Like,
oh my God, you didn't watch it just like that, but Rosie O'Donnell was her love interest for one episode this season. Miranda.
Oh, didn't they do like something like she got her into Broadway or something, or like?
Well, the Rosie O'Donnell played a nun, and she was really into Wicked, and it was amazing. And it turned out she was a virgin, and Miranda took her virginity, her lesbian virginity.
Did they do like a lot of like nun puns?
No, I think they did actually, but it was one of those things that was the first episode of this past season. And I was like, oh my God, we are so back. We are so back. Miranda takes Rosie O'Donnell's virginity. I was like, you couldn't write, like, I was like, there's nowhere to go but down at this point.
Because you like camp of.
Yeah, you started so strong. And then Rosie O'Donnell was like, kept like calling her and texting her, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, oh my God, please say she's also a stalker. And then it turns out she just had a nice experience. Like, it was actually very sweet. But in my head, I was like, oh my God, recurring character where she stalks Miranda the entire season of like, we shared a special night. I won't be told no, Miranda.
I feel like they really should have done that, because Carrie could have done one where she's like, I'm having none of this. Like, don't make it a habit. Like, I feel like she would have like really like leaned into the nun stuff.
This is nonsense. What's happening right now? Anyways, the auction happens, and so I don't know. This woman is talking, this like baby-faced woman, and she's like, I thought it was just sad for me because I know her, but it's really sad. And it's funny because they were so happy. We all told her to get married, but she didn't want to push him. He'd been married 3 other times, so she let him ride. And then she came home one night and he had locked her out. She didn't even have anywhere to live. After 10 years, such a shame. She was a smart girl till she fell in love. And Carrie catches Miranda's eye in the mirror and looks away. So it's like, these are what's being said about women out there. And so this is what's happening potentially to Carrie and her relationship with Big. And, it's women are trying to, place their stake in the world. And then, you wind up at a Christie's auction house where this lady's selling off all her jewelry.
I would have just been like, I'm sorry, do we have like one of those bathroom attendants where I can buy mints from? Like, I would just be like, I feel like I would be busy like doing that in the bathroom. But yeah, they have like, it's like for real, like it's just like this existential moment, like while they're like washing hands. But yes, it is. And is that the night when Carrie goes to his house and she's like shucking corn?
Yeah. They're making lobster and Carrie's a salt of the earth. She's shucking corn, which I'm shocked. Like, also, I'm shocked there's not like a big tub of. There's like a big tub of butter because she's trying to give Big a heart attack. Like, more butter on your corn on the cob, Big.
This is actually corn that Aiden secretly gave her. Like, it's just.
Yeah. Aiden churned this butter at one of his fucking weird farms. But she tells Big that she's going to sell her apartment and put the money towards the place on 5th that they're moving into.
And he's like, Heaven on 5th or Miracle
Heaven on 5th. And she's like, why? You love your place, kid. And Carrie's like, we're together every night, so I'm basically paying a mortgage on a glorified closet. And Big's like, you right there, it's your office. And she's like, there's plenty of room at the new place. And besides, I want to make us a little life there. I want it to be ours. And he's like, it is ours. I bought it for us. And Carrie's like, and that's so amazing, but I am going to bitch about something right here. You bought it, so it's really your place. And if anything were to happen, and he's like, what's going to happen? Pelotons aren't even invented yet. And she's like, I have to be smart here. I mean, we're not married, and I'd have no legal rights to this home that I built with you. And then he's like, there's like a silence for a second. He's like, hey, do you want to get married? You want to get married? And she's like, I didn't think it was an option. And he's like, well, Mr. Bradshaw, what if it was an option? And she's like, well, people are always assuming we are. And he goes, and you know what happens when people assume? They make an ass out of who? And Carrie's like, you and me. And he's like, what do you think, kid? And she's like, why? Do you want to get married? And he goes, I wouldn't mind being married to you. Would you mind being married to me? I don't know. What'd you think of this?
It's a very casual way of like, I mean, I would want the person who, if they were like proposing to me, I would want them to be like a little bit more psyched and them to stop doing the utensil thing that they're doing. I'd want kind of like full focus. So I was just being like, I wouldn't mind it. Like, would you? It's like, I know.
I thought there could have been funny.
We were trying to think of like activities, and they were like, I don't know. Do you want to go bowling? You'd be like, yeah, I guess there's nothing else to do. Like, it was just kind of like yeah, all right. I wouldn't mind it.
Like Tom Schwartz's engagement to Katie was more romantic than this is like a ring on a string. I mean, there's no ring, and she's like, you don't need to give me a diamond, just give me a closet. He's like, deal, kid, deal. And Big's like, you got to do better on that corn, though. Look at all the stuff left on there. It's a little funny actor business. You haven't eaten your corn on the cob. And then Samantha pops up and she's like, put that corn on the cob inside of me, Big. We should insert, with CGI technology, we should insert Samantha into all the episodes and just like that, but it's all just like dirty sex talk.
I feel like you absolutely could do it, and it would play better, and it would probably get more views and get a better audience reaction than apparently, from what I've seen from the scuttlebutt word on the street, that everybody felt about this season.
I will say though, wait. I mean, in Sarah Jessica Parker's defense, she didn't kill off Samantha's character. Like if Sarah Jessica Parker really hated Kim Cattrall so much, I would think, since she's an executive producer of the show, Kim Cattrall would kill her off. Of like, she got brutally knifed and like a killer chopped her up into 40 pieces and like mailed different pieces to all of her lovers. Like a jealous lover killed Samantha.
I guess I could see if anybody was going to be killed by a stranger, probably her. If it was going to be somebody killed by somebody they knew, it'd probably be Lily doing that to anyone in this cast.
No, you didn't see it just like that. Aiden has a troubled kid that like he has to live with, and that's why he couldn't move in.
Was it Tater? Or was it the other one?
I forgot the name, but it's like a troubled kid where I was like, this kid's going to annihilate his family one day.
This kid's bad news.
Yeah, bad news bears.
All right. He's like, we can't leave and let him around the animals on the farm. We had to get rid of all of them.
Aiden's ex asked Carrie to be a drug mule and get him Adderall. Yeah.
Really? Or is this
No, I'm not. No, I'm not making this up. This is actually a storyline in the third. You've got to watch the end just like that. It's insane.
And so they were like, so the whole thing, like the danger was like Adderall, like that was like.
Well, no, they never. Like, he got in this.
What about the Adderall crisis? What about people getting organized and being able to get out of bed?
The kid got into some sort of accident at the end of the second season, and Aiden and Carrie had just gotten back together, kind of. And Aiden was like, "It'll just be 5 years. I just have to be with my family right now." And then you're like, 5 years? What?
5 years?
Yeah. And then that's what's so bizarre is that the third season picks up, and then he calls her, and he's like, "We can still call." And I'm like, "Wait a sec. I'm so confused why you weren't able to call in the first place." And they act like technology doesn't exist because he's like,
"Yeah, I was going to say, or FaceTime or anything."
Well, he writes her a postcard. He writes her like a postcard, and then he's like, "I figure I'd call you." I'm like, "Yeah, there's FaceTime."
Yeah, it's so not prison weird. Where you're like, I've saved up enough dimes, I can make a call. Like, what? That's just, good for him for helping, keeping mail in business. Like, that's, hard. But like,
he's the only one. Yeah. If heaven exists, do you think Big was like, this fucking guy? You go back to Aiden? You go back to Aiden? Like Big just like tries to find.
This is the lifestyle you go back to.
Like and by the way, she's living on his dime at this point, on Big's dime.
And also, men like, listen, I left you because I wanted to. He's leaving you for his kid. Okay, I called you kid. He's leaving you for one. Well,
she ends up getting back at Aiden in the third season because they end it again, and anyways. Okay, so the next day after this, they're at a restaurant with, Carrie, Charlotte, and Miranda.
I thought that's so stupid.
Well, and just Carrie's talking about like, oh, Big and I were talking about, what makes sense for the future, and we decided to get married. And Charlotte does her fucking annoying scream, like, ah! that would like, she does that. She did it in the third season of Men Just Like That too. And Miranda goes, and I'm deaf. And Carrie's like, everybody's looking. And Charlotte's like, I'm sorry, but my friend here just got engaged and she's been going out with the man for 10 years. And the diners burst into applause. And Carrie's like, I'm mortified. And then we go to Samantha Jones, and Carrie calls Samantha, and Carrie's telling Samantha about the news. And he's like, I have a little decision that I hope you'll be happy about. And Samantha's like, oh, honey, you finally got Botox. And she's like, no, I didn't get Botox. And I'm telling you, Carrie, you'll love it. And she says,
2008, when people were still like, oh, Botox.
Yeah, Botox was like the new crazy thing.
So yeah, she's like, no, I did not get Botox. It was like during this, they're on the phone and Samantha's like at her office. And so she's doing walk and talk. And so Samantha's walking in front of her, like the Kardashian wall, how like, in the Kardashians, their entire wall is covered of like all of, Kim's like magazine covers and everything. She's doing this, but it's just with Olive Smith stuff in the back. And I paused to see one of his posters is for American Airlines.
Oh, he did an American Airlines spot?
An American Airlines ad, which I was like,
amazing.
I don't know, has a Hemsworth brother ever been like, Spirit Airlines? Like, what are you like? I've never heard of like a celebrity being the face of an airline before.
Well, I've heard of it be like voices of airlines. Like Morgan Freeman was the voice of Delta for a while, and then Donald Sutherland, I think, was the voice of Delta for a while. But I don't know. Like,
I could say voice, but I would also feel like because at that time I think like Virgin was still like airplane. I feel like he'd be like for like Virgin, not for American Airlines.
Samantha would be a great representative for Virgin. Of like, well, at least I can be one in the sky. But anyways, she says like, hey, Big and I decided to get married. And Samantha doesn't seem that excited about it, right?
She's like, oh, wow. And she's like, well, you sounded more excited about the Botox.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And, Samantha's like kind of weirded out about it. And she's like, I thought that after that big mess with Aiden, you'd never want to get married. So I put you in my we're never getting married file. Now I've got to take you out of that file. And Carrie's like, Samantha, it feels so different this time. No cliche romantic kneeling down on one knee. Just, two grown-ups making a decision about spending their lives together. And then Carrie asks Samantha, I want you to be my maid of honor. How do you feel about that? And Samantha's like, the same way you feel about Botox. Painful and unnecessary. Which is like, damn, you guys hate each other. You like that Kim Cattrall didn't even have to act that day. She just had to hate Sarah Jessica Parker.
I also feel like, wow, like what a fuck you to. Well, I feel the thing is, I feel like if she had asked Miranda, because I'm not sure if you knew this, but Miranda is the only character of all time who's ever had a job and have been a mother at the same time. I'm not sure if you know that, but she's actually the first woman on TV to do that. People think Murphy Brown, her being pregnant was groundbreaking. Miranda working, married, a mother. So she'd be like, I'm working. And then it's like Charlotte, who would be a great maid of honor, and she has all the time in the world. But it's like, I mean, I don't think Carrie ever forgave like Miranda for, being shitty about the ex-ballerina during the series. But it's like,
but Miranda just like makes it known, like her life is miserable. Like, I mean, truly. I mean, like her joy is, it's a very different sort of character. And we all have one of those friends. And like I said, I think I'm a little like Miranda. I think I'm kind of fairly miserable a lot of the times. But I don't have a friend group I hang out with on a daily basis to make them feel my misery. To bum them out. Exactly. Like, how do you hang out with Miranda and not be bummed out all the time? And then everybody's rich, everybody's well off, and they're always going to these fancy restaurants. And like, do they all pitch in for Miranda? Because it's not unlimited resources. Like her and Steve always seem like I always get the vibe that they're scraping by. Like even the popsicle we saw in like the earlier scene, like that was a splurge. That was I saved up money and I got popsicle money, Miranda.
They're like, it's not a name brand, but that's fine.
Steve, There's only one for Brady. You can't have one. Miranda, please. I want a popsicle. I took an extra shift at the bar, Miranda. Please. I just want a popsicle. Just one popsicle, Miranda. Oh, my God. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't feel like she's, I definitely feel like Harry is a more successful, like much more successful lawyer.
Yeah.
Than,
Yes.
Than Miranda is. Like we never hear about her like winning.
Because Miranda's probably doing work to help other people. Harry's probably like, they probably said exactly what kind of lawyer he is, but I feel like he's probably like a bad lawyer. Like he's like a loving father. Attorney, yeah. Right? I have a feeling he I feel like Harry might be one of those guys, like if it was updated, he's my client, Sean Diddy Combs. And all I know is the check clears at the end of the day and I got a rock hard boner. That's all that I need to know about.
Well, it's illegal to have parties. It's illegal to have friends now. Like it's just. Yeah.
He goes, I didn't think of him as Epstein. I thought of him as Jeffrey, my friend. And sure, he had an island. But guess what? There was Fantasy Island. There was Jeffrey's Island. It's an island. Who cares?
It's an island.
I only use his plane.
Listen, is anybody going to give us credit? It was handy, capable access. Stephen Hawking was able to get everywhere on that island.
Well, you're right, though. Stephen Hawking was on Epstein's island, wasn't he?
Yeah. So, it was all.
I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time here, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. I'm loving this. Can I look at the stars outside after my massage?
Do you remember that Kelly Ben-Simone was the real estate listing agent for Jeffrey Epstein's island?
Wait, no, you cut out. What? Say that again?
No, Kelly Ben-Simone did a thing about selling Epstein's island. I swear, you have to look it up because she was, I swear.
I'm going to look this up, but I feel like it's going to get me on a watch list. Kelly Ben-Simone, Jeffrey Epstein. Oh my. Okay. Oh shit. Kelly Kaloran Ben-Simone assesses Jeffrey Epstein's island. This is from Curbed. Oh shit. I don't have access to this article. Wait, 1 sec.
Oh, do they want you to pay for it?
Yeah. Wait, I think I found, okay. Kelly, damn it. All of these things, you have to pay for, okay, wait. Hold on. Okay, folks, we're back. By the way, this will be nothing to you, but we paused like a whole day, and we've come back, and we left off at Kelly Ben-Simone. So it turns out she was selling Jeffrey Epstein's island, and Annabelle just played audio of Kelly Ben-Simone talking about it. And what did Kelly Ben-Simone say?
She was like, "Oh, talk about the real scary island." So Jeffrey Epstein.
And she said it can be yours for $55 million. And she goes,
I love St. James.
She goes, it's beautiful. It's beautiful there. And I thought, she sounded like it was with a straight face of you can buy where all the magic happened. Jeffrey Epstein's islands, the real scary island. It truly is a part of the scariest history ever. And the fact that Kelly Ben-Simone was a part of, so this was 3 years ago. Did somebody buy it?
I don't know. It's what's the scariest island? Not Jurassic Park. It's Jeffrey's, and I'm selling it here.
The next Jurassic Park sequel is just horror. It's like, welcome to Jeffrey's Island.
Spared no expense.
Okay. So we really, so we went, we detoured a little bit, but now back to the Sex and the City.
$60 million.
They sold it for $60 million? Did Heather Dubrow and Terry Dubrow buy it?
And they're just going to do a remodel that takes forever.
Can I tell you something? It's amazing. Annabelle is drinking one of the biggest cosmopolitans I noticed. That looks like a fish. That's a fish tank.
A regular size glass. I've just been competing in the Summer Ozempics. It's a completely regular size and just so tiny.
That's a huge glass. Is there actual vodka in that, or is that lemonade?
Oh, no. There's no vodka in it.
So what is that?
It is a beverage. It's liquid. It is it's a passion fruit. I'm trying to find the bottle.
It sounds like you're lying. It's a beverage. It's
lemonade.
Lemonade. Okay, got it. Okay. With vodka.
But no, not with vodka. No, I've never. I'm professional. Ryan, I dressed very professional for this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm in costume.
You look like you are one of the New York gals that we're talking about right now.
Dressed as if it's from Blades of Glory. Yeah. Ryan honestly took my outfit very well. I really thought you were going to comment on it because I wanted it to be anytime. Do you remember anytime Carrie would dress in a costume for Big, he'd open the door and she'd be in her costume and he'd never have like the right reaction. He would always just say, "What are you doing?" One time she's like, "Well, it's a joke." Laugh, which made it
funny. Ha ha.
Never do a costume for a guy. It never goes well. And the worst part is, after it goes poorly, you're still in the costume and you still have to like.
Yeah, you'd go over well at like Comic-Con or something like that. They love costumes there.
Yeah, none of the times I tried to do costumes have gone well.
So where we left off was like after Carrie asked Samantha to be like the maid of honor, and Samantha wasn't that excited. And then it goes into we meet again Anthony Marantino, played by the delightful actor. What's his name?
Mario Cantone.
Mario Cantone. Yeah, Mario Cantone. Which, by the way, he's great, but
in the show.
He never what?
He never gets to be really in the show. Like he's so talented. His comedic timing is so great. I just wish they would give him stuff other than like, I'm gay and I talk like that.
Well, and then just like that, in the third season, he's now with this guy that has a huge dong and he has a bread store he opened.
Okay, I remember that is like one of the few things I did see. One of the few clips was that he having like his own like bakery business or his own like he had like hot like nail jiggles like delivering bread or something. Yeah,
they're in like tight jeans to show off their bread baskets. And here,
what was the name for it? Was that the name for it?
I don't know, but it sounds like it could have been like, welcome to bread baskets. So Charlotte gives Mario Cantone is the wedding planner to Carrie, and they're going over like the guest list, how many people, and Anthony's like, this is gonna be good, and I don't,
a terrible wedding planner.
It's no Martin Short from Father of the Bride.
Oh no, because I'm sure Martin Short had were there cell phones at that time, like during like Father of the Bride, where everyone had their own cell phone?
I think it was it was like when you would have like the big brick of a phone, like you'd have to
like have your suitcase that you walk around.
Yeah.
Well, if there were cell phones back in that time, I guarantee that he would have had everyone's phone number, including the groom's, because that's he's like an important part of the wedding. The fact that Anthony did not like decide to call Big, then like, does anybody have a phone? Does anybody have a number? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's just like one of the most minimum of like, whose contact should I have besides the bride?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's the girl I need. Anyway, so yeah, that was a gift to her, which horrible gift.
Carrie shows off the wedding dress that she's going to wear, and it's an off-white vintage suit. And the Charlotte and Anthony are not impressed by this. They're
the Music Man. It's the most.
But it's typical Carrie. She doesn't want to be your normal bride. She's going to annoy the piss out of you because she's like, no, I'm going to do it the Carrie way. And then she's like, I'm going to zhuzh it up with some like jewelry and like a nice bracelet. And they're like, oh, you're so crazy, girl. And but this is where the wedding starts to get bigger and bigger, right?
His the beginning of the movie, like the opening montage, and she's walking in that white dress with the flower, this gigantic flower. And this is just like her going to Dwayne Reed on like a Tuesday. And she's like walking in this gown, and that's what she's doing like Tuesday afternoon. And then she's like, well, to get married, just this simple. Oh, there's not even a designer. It's just vintage. Just found it in a shop. Just she always has to be like the cool. I'm too cool for it. Like, what?
She's got to be different. She's got to be different. So then we cut to a family-style Italian restaurant, and I like that in the script it says Brady's face is covered in spaghetti sauce. They really make this. This whole family's just a mess, and like Magda's there, and Steve is like Miranda's already being an asshole, and it's like, "Where's the check?" And Steve's like, "Geez, Miranda, relax. Magda's not even finished yet." And Miranda's like, "I got a legal brief to work on when I get home." And Brady's like, "I have to go to the bathroom."
Also, it's just like he literally does. It's like a scene from Malcolm in the Middle. His face is disgusting. It's like, Magda, look alive. Do your job. And it's like, he's like,
That's what I'm telling you. It's like it's the Kathy family. Like like nothing goes right for this family, and you're not shocked at how this family is completely. And by the way, and then just like that, Brady's turned out to be a gigantic asshole that doesn't wear protection because he gets some girl pregnant, and just like that. That's how it is. You don't know. Yeah, you don't watch but Brady gets somebody pregnant, and then Miranda. Like, he doesn't want anything to do with her, and he's like, she's fine.
The pregnant girl or
the pregnant, the pregnant girl is like,
you're the pregnant girl?
Well, he just like hooked up with her randomly a couple times, and then Miranda goes out of her way to find the girl and invite her to Thanksgiving. She seems like a horrible girl, but Brady doesn't. Brady's like, "Mom, why are you interfering?" It's such a weird. So this is Brady, like then when he was a kid with spaghetti all over his face, because this guy hates protection. He hates a napkin. He hates a condom. It's just everything all over his face. And Steve's trying to be flirty with Miranda. Steve, because she has a sip of her cappuccino and she has like little milk mustache. And Steve's like, "You got milk on your top lip, Miranda." And then Miranda licks it off, but doesn't look pleased. And Steve's like, "What now?" And she's like, "It's like you're always criticizing me." "I'm not. You want to go through life with foam on your lip and no one telling you?" And you can just tell they're not doing well. And then later in the bedroom, the script says Steve is in bed with Miranda. They are making love. It says. Annabelle hates when I say.
It's just all over my face. Just food. Just.
They're making love. It says, and she is wearing a T-shirt. And Miranda's going, "Yeah, yeah." And she's like, wait, don't come already. Don't come. And Miranda's like, yeah. Wait, get on top, Miranda. Get on top. And Miranda's like, it's late. It's late. And then she goes, "Let's just get it over with. I mean, we have to get up in 4.5 hours. And Steve's like, "We never have sex and you want to get it over with? You want to get over?" And Miranda's like, "Steve, we have sex. When was the last time we had sex, Miranda?" And then Miranda can't remember, and he goes, "There was snow on the ground. That's when." It was the Ice Age, Miranda. And then we cut to
is that a normal problem where like guys are like, "Wait, don't come yet. Don't come." I don't want my problem with like my girlfriend is like she's just like always coming, and it's like, "Wait," I'm like, "Stop." Because like normally that's like never the problem.
Yeah. Don't fake your orgasm too soon, Miranda, please. Please, Miranda, come on. I want to do this all night long. I want to create another Brady. Anyways, the next day, all the girls are hanging out, and Miranda's like, hey ladies, how often do you guys have sex?" Which is not something you want to hear out of Miranda. You're like, "Oh God, another sex conversation with Miranda." And Carrie's like, "It's okay. I know all about sex." And Samantha's like, "If I knew the girl talk was going to be on lockdown, I wouldn't have flown 2,000 miles. And so this is girls.
It's so unfair to do. It's like Lily has to be there. Like, Connie, you can afford a nanny. If Miranda and Steve can afford a nanny, no. Charlotte and Harry, you can afford a nanny. She's just like, I'm not relating children to animals, but in this case I am. It's like fine, everybody loves Lily. I don't, but for the most part, everyone seems to. But it's like, you don't have to bring her everywhere. It's like the people who like insist on bringing their dogs everywhere. You're like, yeah, it's not that I don't like your dog. It's cute, but like, unless you're blind, we can go places without it. We don't always have to.
Yeah, but I think they're showing the reality of having kids. You know, like as you grow up, you have kids, and they're there.
Just tell me if your friend flies like from the West Coast, and everyone has to be like on lockdown and being like, well, because my daughter's coloring, color outside the fucking door. Like, it's just, I think it's very disrespectful to your friends because like everyone has to. You're the one who chose to have this child, right? Yep. I'm all for pro-choice, but your life choices shouldn't affect everybody else's, including my brunch, including my.
Well, I mean, listen, Annabelle, the real problem here is Miranda's trying to relate something about sex with these ladies. And Miranda's like, he wanted to change positions. And I said, let's just get it over with. And Samantha's like, and this is bad. And Miranda's like, it is when you have a full-time job and you're mainly attracted to women at this point in your life. And Miranda starts like, you know, like, oh, you don't also have a 5-year-old and play groups and a PTA and a mother-in-law and a rest home with advancing Alzheimer's.
Yes. She goes on this whole thing of like, because she's like, I have a full-time job. Samantha's like, I have a full-time job, which Samantha seems much better at her full-time job, might I add. But it's like, she's like, well,
and by the way, Carrie just is like, I'm just over at like thrift stores, like, and I write a book every now and then that's like really well respected, and I live off the dole of Mr. Big.
I just also, it's like Miranda keeps going on, Anna, mother-in-law in a home with advancing Alzheimer's. It's like, whoa. Also, yeah. I know, I'm sorry, but if you're going to be doing this, it's like Kelly Ripa's day starts at like 3 a.m. Guess who always has sex? Kelly Ripa, because she's always talking about it with like her hot husband, like Mark Consuelos, to like Andy on Watch What Happens Live. So if she's able to have all of that, all right, Miranda.
See, but I'm saying Miranda's in a different movie. Miranda's in like a Mayor of Easttown, like kind of like a family drama that's like, you're like, damn, you know, like one of those dramas where you're like, God, I feel pretty good about my life. You know, like they're going through some intense shit.
Situation where you're like, this is bad.
Yeah, like everybody, and you're like, I mean, truly, it's like, it feels like a different movie when you focus on Miranda's character, because everybody else is so fun and vibrant, and then there's just Miranda that just points out how bad everything is, and you can just tell, I think she brings the whole friend group down, but Charlotte even says that her and Harry, Charlotte says they make love 2 or 3 times a week, so everybody's making love in this group.
I would rather eat a crayon than hear that phrase. I would.
You would eat a what?
Crayon, because they're coloring, and somebody's
a crayon.
Making love, I'll be like, I will eat this now because this will make me less than what you're saying. Like I can't. Ryan, I can't. It's disgusting.
Okay, well, we move on to a beach house at sunset.
Sorry, the most annoying part of that scene. Sorry, because they're like, Carrie, how often do you color? And she's like, mm-mm. And Charlotte's like, well, I told. And it's just like, Carrie, you've made a living exploiting all of your friends' sex lives for your own gain. This is how you have a living, is by exploiting theirs. And you're at like a brunch of just the 3 of you, or just the 4 of you and Lily. But it's like, and everybody else has answered, and you're like, too personal. No, it's just like, so instead she says something even crazier and weirder, where she's like, but I will say, when Big does color, he rarely stays inside the lines. What does that even mean? Like, I would rather be like, hey, you know what he does? He rearranges my organs 3 times a week. That sounds less weird than being like, rarely colors inside the lines.
It would be great if Carrie was like, Big just likes to jack off while he watches me. Like, we don't. Big, yeah. What did he? Yeah, kid, just stand, kid. Wear those dirty overalls, kid. I love it. Anyways, the next day we're in like a beach house with Samantha and her lover Smith Jared, and turns out, what's that?
The absolute hunk. Do you remember?
Yeah, he's a great looking guy, and it turns out he got the jewels from the jewelry auction from the previous scene, and he wanted to give it to her for their anniversary, and they had met 5 years ago that day. And Samantha's like, "This is a ring with diamonds, not a diamond ring, right?" Because I don't want you to ask me to marry me. And he's like, "Yeah, it's not an engagement ring." And she's like, "In that case, I love it. It's my second favorite thing I've ever found in there." And she's pointing to his underwear.
Yeah. He comes up to her where it looks like he has a boner, where it's just like, where she's like, and then he takes out like the like long like ring box. So she did think originally like it was a boner, and I love that it's like the diamond ring version of like brass knuckles. It covers like 3 different fingers. Like it's a very cool ring.
This is how Kay's jeweler commercials should be. Like give the gifts of undie rings. So this is sweet. But Samantha's like, "No, my gift's a little bit more oral." And Smith like has an early call time. He has to go to bed early, and she's like, "It's 7:30." So he has to go to bed. So he goes to bed.
Also, I think that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I'm sure they like probably have sex like longer than like Miranda and Steve, but probably like everyone does. But it's like, I don't know. It's like Smith isn't saying like, are you going to have sex for 14 hours? Where it's like, well, I have my trainer in the morning. I know it's 7:00. Like you can't. What are you doing for the next 10 minutes? Like, I don't know.
Dude, come on. A lot of people depend on him as an actor. Like, he's got to, I mean, I thought I didn't have any problem with this. And it also leaves Samantha to be out in a jacuzzi.
I never had sex before my call time.
Exactly. Samantha's outside in a jacuzzi by herself, and Samantha hears moaning from next door, and someone's having sex in the house right next to hers. And she can see that her neighbor, Dante, who's described in the script as hot, dark, quote, sex on a stick in his living room, making wild love to a woman. They are naked. Samantha watches and sips, not so bored. And Carrie's like, and that's how Samantha learned she had a new neighbor.
The guy, like, Gio Marini is the actor. He was, like, on Dancing with the Stars. He walked by. We were having, like, brunch at, like, Toast, and he walked by, like, because, like, the rehearsal studios is by there. And he's so tall. He probably is, like, the most beautiful man I've ever seen. Like he is.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
He is, like, absolutely gorgeous. Like, in that case, I would support, like, talking to my neighbor. In every other case, I would not. Actually, no, my neighbor's really nice. He gave me CDs last week, his own CDs. He has a jam band. He has like one of those dad like yacht.
Do you have a CD player still?
In my car. So old my car is that it
wow,
has,
good stuff.
a CD player and like one of those like smoking. Not bad, but yeah, I can still listen to CDs in my car. You guys.
Wow, that's. I remember when I was like. One of my first apartments in Los Angeles, I remember it was like a Saturday night, and it was like, I think 1 or 2 in the morning. And I swear to God, I was reading a book. Like I used to read all the time, and it was like a summer night. So it was in the valley. So you had to leave your windows open. And I remember this couple, like in the apartment across from ours, they were like having sex, and you could hear them. They were really loud. And then you heard, I remember like, you heard this lady's voice scream out of like, enough already. Like, and it was so funny because you just sensed but it was like the pain in her voice. It wasn't so much that they were having, it was just, it sounded like she was just like the voice of somebody that hadn't been touched in a long time. And it was just like crushing her to listen to a couple. I mean, that's how I took it, but it was so funny.
Oh, okay. So not the person who was like, not the girl who was having sex. She wasn't like,
no, just another random window of just like, enough already, please. I mean, no, God, it wasn't like Miranda living across of like, stop, Steve, stop. So then we're in Big and Carrie's place. And Carrie grabs like a library book from her nightstand, and Big's making fun of her about library books. And Carrie's like, I love the smell. And the book she's reading is The Love Letters of Great Men, Volume 1. And it has like Voltaire and Napoleon. And Carrie's reading like Napoleon's like, my dearest Josephine, I wake consumed with thoughts of you. and Carrie's reading this for research for her new book. And, so Biggs, I don't know. What did you think of this whole scene?
I thought it was, she's wearing pearls to bed.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's like wearing a watch to bed. Like, why? Also, it's like they make a big thing of like she needs glasses because she's 40, so she's almost dead. Because he's like, oh, I can't read because I'm 40. They're about to put me. If I was an Inuit, they would put me on a iceberg and let me float out to sea because I'm bringing everyone down because I'm so old at 40. But it's like he's like, oh, you like still go to the library, blah blah blah, and I'm just like, honestly, if I was just starting to live with somebody and at night I realized that their thing was they were going to be like reading poetry, like in bed to me, or like rhymes or limericks or whatever. Like, I don't know, unless this is like Shel Silverstein or Dr. Seuss, I don't want to hear a poem. I don't want to hear a rhyme. Like, I don't like, I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah. But Carrie uses this as another thing of like, have you ever written me a love letter? And he's like, what can I say, baby? Not my style. Besides, these guys had to write. They were separated from their loves by war and hundreds of miles. I'm right here. You make me very happy. And Carrie's like, yeah, put it in writing. It's never good enough for Carrie. It's never good enough for Carrie.
Oh, when he was like, or didn't she say she's like, or I love facts? And I'm like, Carrie, you're afraid of every piece of technology. Even if you had a fax machine, you'd be like, oh, look, what is it? Like, it's the devil's work. Like, I truly don't understand how she is a writer, like, with her fear of technology that we see throughout the movie. Like, the fact that she is not like Ewan McGregor in Moulin Rouge with like a little typewriter is crazy to me. Because like, as the movie progresses, you see her more and more afraid of technology.
Yes. To me. Well, I mean, so anyways, they ended up like, so then like a couple scenes happened at like the New York Public Library. And then Carrie brings it up to Big saying, how about we get married at the New York Public Library? And Big, this is like another thing. It was like, hey, do we have to make it that big of a deal? And she's like, it's not that big of a deal. It's 75 people in a room that's partitioned in half. And Big's like, I've already had 2 big weddings. And Big's just like, what about a judge, a couple friends, and then we go for ham and eggs after? And so this is already where you can start to see that it potentially is starting to worry Big. Like Carrie's like, no, I just want something small at first, and now they're renting out the New York Public Library potentially.
It's also his 3rd wedding. Like he's just, half of his friends have already been like, no, we've been to 2 of these. No, we've served our time.
Yeah, Carrie, do you want your name on the flippin' lease or not? Do you want it? This all started because you were complaining because you thought you were going to get shafted out of this place that Big is going to buy you if anything happens, which in essence is smart because Big does end up dying on a Peloton. So it is good that they ended up getting married. But so now it's going to be, now the wedding's getting bigger, right? And then we have Carrie reading Charlotte's reading the paper in a scene, and they're in page 6. Charlotte's reading, going, the ultimate single gal, Carrie Bradshaw, will be married in Manolos to New York financier John James Preston come fall. And so now it's even making the trades, the gossip columns. And Charlotte says, proving to single gals everywhere that there can be a happy ending over 40.
It's like, do they have to include that part? Like, there can be a happy ending, but to a point, but to an age.
Yeah. Her ovaries are dusty, but her ring finger is heavy. So then they have a scene where we once again meet her friend Stanford, who has unfortunately since passed away in real life. I liked Stanford.
Yeah, I always liked him. I felt like they never gave him enough to do, but the actor's name was like, what, Willie Garson or what?
Yeah, Willie Garson, yeah.
But he always seemed like so sweet and nice, and I wish that they had him be a bigger character in the show. But yeah, I thought he was great. And it's like they didn't give him anything to do in this movie. Honestly, if they did a reboot, which like I know that they will, but it's like if we could go back in time, we could have written such a better, like this could have been such a more fun movie. Like you have Samantha's maid of honor. If they had done most of this movie, can you imagine a bachelorette party planned by Samantha? Like,
yeah, but see, I overall liked this movie, especially when I compare it to the second Sex and the City movie. Like that to me was painful.
Oh, I think it's super depressing. I think that there could have been like the best scenes in the movie are when like the girls are together, like having fun. If you put the times together where they're all together having fun, it's a very small number compared to the times like when they are together, and it's like.
I want him in like I'd like him to be in like an Ocean's 11 type movie where they rob something.
Yeah, something like upbeat instead of like
they're spies.
I would love it if they were like working towards it's like they were going to like rob this like jewelry auction.
It's like a Mission Impossible movie, but instead of like Tom Cruise and his gang, it's like Carrie and her gang, and like Samantha like sleeping with people for like espionage, like like you distract him by giving him a blowjob, and Miranda will distract that guy by boring the shit out of him,
and so yeah, it could have been such a more fun movie. Like I wish that they had just given any clip of just like her having a bachelorette party, like, cause like Samantha's not going to have them go to Nashville in like, with penis straws. Like Samantha would have done it that we never got.
But by the way, going to Nashville with penis straws is a lot of fun.
And I still would have loved to see that, but like hers would have been like insane. Like hers would have been crazy. Hers would have, you'd go to like an island for. Like
that's a solid point. So anyways, we find out also Vogue is now involved, and Enid, the editor at Vogue, is like, what is she like pitching a story to Carrie once again about over 40, and she wants to feature her in the magazine as the 40-year-old, and here's the brilliant twist, a bride. He's like, I love that everybody.
This is the last year we can have a bride at 40.
Well, I love it. It's like Halley's Comet. A bride over 40 only comes every 75 years or something like that. And then Enid's like, it'll be a sensation. We're calling it The Last Single Girl. So this is like keeps getting blown up and keeps getting blown up this whole way.
Girl, because if you're over 40 and not married, you're just going to want to do what Kirsten Johnson's character did and fall out a fucking window, because you might as well, because I mean your life is over 40 and not married, so we have to get this to print now. It's insane. This actually really terrible towards women.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, so, well, anyway, so the Vogue thing is happening, and I mean, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Photo shoot. What did you think of the Vogue photo shoot?
I don't you tell me what you think, because I don't know how to judge a photo shoot. I mean, photo shoots, like I've always hated just any photo shoot myself personally involved. Like I have old headshots where I have like jazz hands. Like I remember my first headshot, I was like in Arizona, and they were like, I thought you're like, aren't you a funny guy? Do something funny. Like do something funny with your hands. And I'm like, I have a shot like this. And my hands are like Arsenio Hall large hands. Like they're about as large as my head. So it's always like, and I have these crazy glasses on, and it's so embarrassing. And I think it scarred me so much for having my photo taken from that point on.
You should sell that picture as merch. If you had a shirt with that picture on it, I would buy it.
Yeah, I mean, we really need to get our merchandise in order, because I mean, I think that would sell really well. Also, we're going to be jumping around here.
Wear that t-shirt to complain to somebody. I've been like, can we just get this over with? I'd absolutely wear that t-shirt.
Yeah. Miranda, come on, Miranda, take off the Ryan Bailey headshot shirt. I can't. It's going to make...
It's coming too soon, just looking at the picture.
Yeah. Let's make this last. Take off the shirt.
I thought the photo shoot, I mean, it was beautiful. I remember seeing it because I saw this like in the movie theater, and I do remember like a tear to my eye, like seeing her like in the like Vivienne Westwood gown. But it's like this photo shoot, I do feel like Andre Leon Talley is there. So he's watching, and anytime I see him, all I think, which obviously R.I.P. But all I think of, all I think of him is, do you remember when he was on The Hills, like the first or second season of The Hills, and they were doing like an Academy Award like segment for like the Today Show or something? So they had Whitney Port. She's really tall and skinny. They were like, "Oh, can you wear one of these gowns?" And so he's like narrating about gowns, and she fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
Why? That's like the first thing I think of when I see him. But it's like I know nothing about like photography. Like I'm not any Leibowitz. I'm not, who was the one who took pictures of like babies and fruit? Estelle Getty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
Wait. What did you say? Estelle Getty?
Yeah, is that not her name? No.
No, Estelle Getty was the one who played the grandma on Golden Girls.
Oh, okay. So that's not the same person.
No, you're thinking of lady who took baby fruit.
It was something Getty, right? No. No,
you're Ann Get. Yes. Yeah, it's like I think it's Ann Getty's. And
well, maybe
Ann Getty's, Australian photographer.
Well, I'm sure Estelle Getty.
Not Estelle Getty, not Rose and Blanche. Ann Getty's.
So it's like, I don't know anything about photography, but I do believe that they are trying to kill her in this photo shoot. One of the pictures they have, she's on a very high step ladder in a gown, adjusting light bulbs in a chandelier. Like, where's Anna Wintour in this? Because you are trying to kill this woman. Well, they're like, before she's over 40, at least she'll die young. Can't die at 41. How embarrassing. So, like, you would think that's an insane thing for them to take a picture of. I also think it's insane that Anna Wintour was not in this movie. Anna Wintour was not in Sex and the City movie, but she did Amy Schumer's TV show.
She has taste. You said you didn't even like this movie, so what do you care?
Maybe I would have liked it more if she was in there. It just didn't feel authentic. I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, Andre Leon Talley was. Maybe she was just like, you do it, Andre. I've got Amy Schumer's project.
It's like a rock, paper, scissors of like, fine.
Anyways, she gets a delivery, and Vivienne Westwood, which was one of the designers she wore in the photo shoot, said, "I saw the photos from the shoot. This dress belongs to you. Cheers." So Carrie's getting like a free Vivienne Westwood dress. And then big in like the next scene, like remember he's going to build her all those closets. And, it's like it's like oversized walk-in closet with shelves and more shelves and places for shoes and more shoes. And Carrie's like, "You did me proud, mister. It's love at first sight." And there's a designer shoebox. She takes a designer shoebox out of her shopping bag and hands it to him, and takes out a pair of colorful fun heels and places them on the shelf.
Oh yeah, and she's Blonics that are like basically the same color as this dress. So this works on many levels.
And she's like, "I believe it's really happening now."
I would love it if all the wood they used for that closet was like whittled by Aiden.
And then we have, is this when all the ladies are, because this is like in Carrie's apartment, and we have Run DMC and Aerosmith's Walk This Way of like, walk this way, talk this way, and they're like doing a fun montage of, what's that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be her packing up her apartment, and they're going through, she's going to be going through her closet and like editing. So she's like, all right, they have a keep, toss, and storage pile. Not obviously, I'm not sure if you noticed that like none of those were like donate pile, because like, I mean, still like you should have those piles. Granted, I have a bag of like clothes that I was supposed to like donate like a year ago, and I feel like everybody has one of those bags, but it's like, eventually you're going to do it, but that wasn't even an option for them. But also it's like, you're getting a bigger closet. Like Carrie makes it seem like her closet isn't necessarily even that big, but it's like you're getting an even bigger closet, so it's like you really wouldn't even have to like narrow this down, but okay.
But I feel like I would be Miranda in this, like where I would just be like, no, we're not doing a montage. Like this isn't like, let's, I've got stuff to do. I don't have time for you to do like a dance with every outfit. Like we have a job to do.
Can you, it's like hard to go like clothes shopping with your friend, like when you're not the one who's trying on clothes, because it's like having to watch them come out. But it's like, she says, it took 4 girls 3 days. It took them 3 days to do her clothes.
To put 20 years into 28 boxes. That sounds ridiculous.
Oh my, like that is, I'm sorry, that is gross. That's gross. Unless you put Lily to work doing it, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, so then she like kind of finally sees her now empty apartment and she takes one last long look and leaves. And then we're with Miranda and Steve at their house and it's night and Miranda's putting away groceries and Miranda's complaining as she usually does about bullshit. And Steve looks like a little off and Miranda's like, "What's the matter, Steve?" And he starts crying. He's like, I had sex with someone else. And Miranda is like, looks shocked. "And you're so amazing with Ma and everything you do, and I can't believe I would do that to you. You and I hadn't had sex in a really long time, and it didn't mean anything, Miranda. It was just once, and it's been killing me." And Miranda's like, "It's killing you? It just happened. I wasn't thinking." And Miranda's like, "Do not follow me." Which, God, but can you blame this guy? Like, Miranda does not want to touch this man at all. I just wanted to feel the touch of somebody that actually liked me and found me attractive, Miranda.
I'm kidding him. Like, oh, get away. Like,
yeah, she's like, "Get away." And so...
just like, oh, thank God. Good. Can you do that more often? Because I have a full caseload. Like, if you could stop bothering me, how often can you see her? I hope there are many of them. Like,
yeah, I mean, what? Yeah, like maybe you have a special relationship, like a special understanding in your relationship. But anyways, Miranda takes Brady and goes over to Carrie's with like Big there. So now like miserable Miranda's with a kid, and Big's like, "I didn't sign up for this shit." Carrie, I don't know. But anyways, Miranda's kind of like apparently you don't have sex for 6 months. He runs out and has it with some girl at his bar. And Carrie's like, "I can't believe Steve did this." And it's like, Carrie's like, "When I think of everything I've done for him and this is how he repays me, man, if I didn't have Brady, I would never go back there." And Miranda just looks furious. I mean, I know this is bad, but at the same time, like she's like, "Oh, you don't touch a guy for years and this is how he repays me?"
It's just like, honestly, I think probably what she's most upset about, and she's like, "You got to sleep with a woman and I didn't? This is ridiculous. Yeah. This is bullshit."
Yeah. "Miranda, you can find a girl too. It's going to be okay." But what is like, Miranda's like, what is she already like looking for a place? She's not going to stay at a hotel. She's looking for a place or something.
Well, like, isn't it that night? Doesn't like they go? I thought she like went into the bedroom and like Steve's like in the bed like normal and he like pulls like the covers out for her. Like, and I was like you would do, I guess, if it was like a normal fight. If I were him, I'd be taking like Scout, the dog, who I'm happy is still alive, and like out, maybe sleeping out like on the porch because I'd be terrified of her. But like, yeah, or like, where's like Magda? Oh my God, wouldn't it have been like great if like it had been like the classic thing where like the guy like has sex with the nanny and him and Magda had got like that was who it was.
"Magda, this is amazing. Ah."
It's a conspiracy theory. We never find out who the girl was.
So obviously this is like one of the big storylines, obviously, for Miranda is like what's going on with Steve. And then we have like another scene with like Samantha and Smith, and there's like a chef laying out plates for them. And I don't know, Samantha's just seeming a little bored, right?
Oh, I don't remember the scene at all.
Well, what scene do you have next?
Oh, I've done like the next day at like brunch all together talking about Steve cheating.
No, but then it was after that we went to Charlotte's apartment. One sec. Hold on one sec. Okay, so let's see here. We have Carrie and Big after the ladies have lunch and complain about Steve. And Big is talking about getting the email from the contractor. They pushed our move-in date again, and everything seems really stressed, right? And now the wedding is up to like 200 people. The guests are like 200 people instead of 75.
She's like, stop paying attention to the contractor and talk to me. Unless you're planning on inviting him, which that would make the guest list 201. And he's like, I thought. And then
Carrie's like, how are you coming? How are you coming with your vows? Just a reminder, you're going to be saying this in front of a lot of people, so the pressure is on. Would you really like just start needling somebody that's already saying they're stressed out?
I've been like, this is not the time to like this is not the time to like Miranda this. I would really be trying to like, as Cynthia, my therapist, say, like fluff the pillows, where it's like you're like making it better and like making it like just like.
Well, Carrie's like, this is our wedding, and you're not taking it seriously. And Big's like, no, I'm not.
And he's like, how does this make me? This is my third marriage. How do you think this makes me look?
Yeah, he goes, it's a circus, 200 people, page 6. How do you think this makes me look? And Carrie's stunned. She's like, I didn't know that was even an issue. Why didn't you say something sooner? And Big's like, you wanted all this. And Carrie's like, but don't you want? And he goes, I want you, Carrie. That's what I want. I would have just gone down to City Hall. And Carrie's like, I think it's too late for City Hall now. And Big's like, I wasn't suggesting, I was just saying. And Big's like, see, this is the face I've been trying to avoid. Come here.
Also, 200 people, Miranda, we've seen you be friends with a total of 6 people. And then the other people who are when she's like, oh, my dearest friend. And then it's like, as soon as they walk out of the episode, she's like, oh, that bitch. Like anytime we like meet one of her other friends, she'd like, even when like Kirsten Johnson died, like her thing was, that was the first time Katie had ever left a party early, or like whatever the character's name was. It's just like let me make a pun about this woman falling out of a window. Like, you're not very nice. So it's like and we've never seen Big have a friend ever. We've never seen Big a male friend ever. So how do you know all these people?
Because strong men like Big, it's gay to have male friends. He's like, I'm not gay, kid. I just need this. Scotch.
No homo. It's not gay. No homo.
The worst scene in the Sex and the City movies, Big's like, by the way, kid, no homo. So anyways, we cut already to the rehearsal dinner, right? And Samantha's giving a speech, and Samantha's like, I'm not giving it to the bride because that's kiss and tell, so I'm doing a toast to the groom. There were times when we had our doubts about this gorgeous man, but after careful observation over the last 100 years, my doubts are over. So here's to the groom, a man who finally got carried away.
And everyone's like, oh, and Carrie's wearing like a bracelet for every boyfriend she's ever had in her life. Like, it's like and so it's like there's a ton of people like at the center, and so like they go outside, and you hear like they make a point to say like, nothing better than a legal Cuban cigar. So like, like okay, so Samantha's up there smoking with them, and Steve walks up like a straight.
So Steve looks like a homeless man. He's like, I don't want to bother you. I need to talk to Miranda. Samantha, could you have Miranda come out? I don't want to go on. It's a party and all. I'm just a bum. I'm just a bum out here. I don't
want to bother you all, but you have a light. Like, it's just like whatever.
Could you have any spare change? It's so tough out on the streets. Well, is Miranda in there? And, Steve's like, Miranda comes out, Steve's like, you didn't leave me any choice, Miranda. You won't return my calls. You only talk to me in front of the baby when you know I can't say anything. And Miranda's like, what?
She said, baby. I'm like, literally later in the movie, you're telling Brady what to do, like at midnight. I don't know. If your kid's staying up till midnight and he has instructions of like, at midnight, you give people a kiss. I know. I wouldn't call it like a baby.
I don't think it's a tight ship over there, but Miranda says, Miranda's like, Steve, what could you possibly have to say that could make it better? And Steve's like, Miranda, please. It was just that one time. Please, I love you. And Miranda's like, you broke us. What we had is broken. And I changed who I was for you. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, that's another clue. What,
you changed into something worse, much worse.
And then, so Miranda's coming back in, and Big's like, hey, are you all right, Miranda? And Miranda's like, I am not all right. You two are crazy to get married. Marriage ruins everything. So we see that all of these little clues are being planted in this big, strong male's mind that this is the wrong. He's getting signs from everywhere, including Carrie's best friends, right?
like also, and he's been married twice before. He knows marriage ruins everything. He's aware. He's like, he knows the drill. But like, also, like, he's looking for anything where it's like, oh, my soon-to-be wife's like best friend, who I guarantee he doesn't have her number in his phone. And he was like, oh, this woman said 2 sentences to me. Whoa, it's making me rethink everything. Like, if you're that close to, you are looking for any excuse.
But Carrie is like going to this all-night girls sleepover, which Miranda's going to be there. And Big's like, Carrie, don't go. Spend the night with me. And Carrie's like, one night won't kill you. And tomorrow you got to have me for the rest of your life. But he's like drinking his scotch, and he looks rattled. And Big's like, I'm just tired, I guess. And she's like, go home and sleep. Give me a good night kiss. It's the last single girl kiss. So you can tell he's already deep in his like emo thoughts. And then it's like Carrie's with sharp. What's that?
I was saying, you can tell, like, you can see he's going downhill. Like, and she's just like, well, we have a sleepover that Lily's going to be at. Are you surprised? I'm not. Like, also, do you think Biggs having Brady over? Was Brady even part of the wedding? The baby, like, honestly, they probably couldn't, trust that he'd be clean enough to walk down the aisle as like a little usher or whatever they have like little boys do at weddings. But it's like, they can't even just have like a regular night, like without like Lily there.
But also even going back to the Steve thing, I think it's fascinating that Mr. Big isn't friends with any like, Mr. Big's not friends with Steve really. Like
not even Harry, and like Harry's super rich, and they live in like this gorgeous like that, and he's still like, he's bald. No thanks. Like,
yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
Asshole guy friend who's like heckling Samantha during her speech, where he's like, groom, that's a word he's heard before. And that's when she's like, shut up, dickwad, I'm speaking. And I'm like, I just love the word. I just love the term dickwad, because you normally don't hear it a lot. I use the dickhole a lot, but like, I feel like I think I might transfer over to dickwad.
Yeah, it's a Shakespearean term. It's really not used a lot lately. But anyways, the girls are at their slumber party, and Big calls Carrie there, you guys. And Big's like, hey, I need to talk. I'm sitting here trying to write these vows, and is this something we really want to do? And Carrie's like, men will do anything to get out of writing their vows. Like, I don't know. And Carrie's like, what's the matter? And Big's like, everything is great as it is. I just don't want to screw it up. And Carrie's like, you won't. And he's like, I screwed it up twice before, which he has a point, by the way. That's a real solid point.
He's being really honest. Like, he's being upfront of like, hey, this hasn't gone well in the past. Maybe like, let's stop this now before it happens. Like, let's just, like, I feel like he gave her there were a lot of signs.
Yeah, and Carrie's ignoring everything. Carrie's like, I'm marrying you, it's me and you want to know the good news here? We've already both done everything we can to screw it up. And she's like, is that a smile I'm hearing? Now it sounds to me like you've got a bit of writer's block on the vow front. And as a professional writer, it's best to just, stop thinking about it so much and go to bed. And by the way, this is how Carrie works. I find it's best to take a couple days off and just smoke a cigarette. And in the morning, Big's like, you know what to do? And she's like, exactly. And if not, just write this. I will love you. Simple and to the point. And I swear, I won't even try to take credit for it. Okay, good night. See you at the wedding tomorrow. That's it.
And it's just like, oof, read the room. Like, it's like the next day when they wake up to do this sham of a wedding that like once again, it's like Big was not into it before, but the fact that Lily does ruin it didn't help. Lily takes like Carrie's phone that's ringing because like Big keeps calling her, and Lily like answers, and she's like, and he's like, Carrie, hello, and she's like, and just takes the flip phone, puts it in her. For some reason, they have Lily walking around with a $4,995 Judith Lieber cupcake purse, and she's just and puts Carrie's phone in the purse, just like she is like a villain in like, I don't know, in like a Disney movie. I'm like, putting this phone away in my purse, haha. Like, it's just like, okay. And
it would be great if Lily was also like taunting him at the same time. So you're like, you're not man enough for her. You got a small dick. You failed at marriage 2 times. You shouldn't even show up today. You're a fucking loser. Um, anyways, Big's driver Raul is like, right next to the car smoking, and Big leaves his building, and he's like calling Carrie, and it's like going to voicemail, and he's like, "Why aren't you calling me back? I really need to talk to you. Call me back as soon as you get this." And there's still just craziness going on at the wedding venue.
The girls are late because there's traffic in New York, which that never happens. So It's like, how could they account for that? So they get there and they're late, and they said how they're 25 minutes late. And Mario Cantone, the worst wedding planner in the world, he's like, "Well, the groom still isn't here yet." And I'm like, "Isn't there a photographer who's like photographing the guy, like putting on a shirt and like getting ready?" I'm like, there were other people who were supposed to be on top of this, who were supposed to be like, eagle eyes out, like watching this. And so it's like, they finally get to the wedding. The girls are getting out of the limo, and Big's sitting in the car, and he's like, "Come on, baby.
Yeah. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me. I just need to see you. I need to make sure it's still us, still me and you. Look at me."
He also, wait, but by the way, if you just close your eyes and listen, it sounds like he's also jacking off. I'm like, "Come on, baby. Just look at me. Look at me, baby. Just turn around and look at me. You know what to do, baby. Yeah. Just look at me. Look at me, baby. I'm out in front. I'm waiting. I can't go in without you."
The first person to publicly masturbate in front of a library. It's not. Yeah. Some other guy's like, "Hey, dude, that's my thing."
Seems like, "What? I'm masturbating, you haven't been touched forever. Mr. Big, what are you doing masturbating?"
Just look at me. I'm like, yeah, have her look at the car where he's like, "Look at this car that you don't even know who's in it. Just turn around and look at this stranger's car." And I'm like, "You're such a fucking coward. Like, yeah, why don't you have your like driver go up and then like, hey, he needs to talk to you for a second. Like, do you want the telekinesis of what do you expect to like see him? And like, hey, dude, she seems pretty into it. She seems all in. Like, she's here.
Yeah.
She's ready. So I don't know what other sign you need." He's like, "Let's get out of here."
Well, I mean, so they're 25 minutes late already. Everybody's freaking out. They realize he's not there. And then finally, we have another phone, and it's, being sent over to Carrie, and Big's like, "I've been calling you for an hour. Why haven't you been answering your phone?" And Carrie's like, "I don't know where my phone is. What's going on? Where are you?" And Big's like, "I was out front, but I just left. I can't do this." And Carrie's like, "He's not coming. Oh my God." Because she drops the phone. She drops the phone from her ear. And Samantha's like, "What do you mean he's not coming? And I don't mean coming. What do you mean?" And Carrie's like, "Get me out of here. Get me out of here." And Samantha's like, Go, you take her. I'll stay here and deal with this."
And I'm like, you know what I would have loved to see? Samantha going up and making that announcement. That would have been great. Give us 2 minutes of give us there were so many like fun moments that could have happened, even though like that wouldn't be fun. But it's like seeing Samantha. When you want to see Samantha address like library full of people being like, "Oh, so."
Yeah, well, some of you I know, some of you I'm fucking for the first time. Anywho, no, well, but by the way, you said I thought, for me, the drama in this was so cranked up that I loved it. I loved how dramatic this was. I was like, I remember seeing it for the first time, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy." It was like and Charlotte, like everybody's face was just shocked. Like they've never seen anything.
When Charlotte does the no, I think that's the best. And I'm not trying to like make a dig at her. No, I think that's honestly the best acting Charlotte ever did. Like Kristin Davis did the entire series, like up until I didn't see like the end just like that. But
yeah, but you fucking watched Sex and the City on TBS. Charlotte had many great moments, but I know exactly what you're talking about, because Big then turns around. He's like, "Well, Raul, take me back. And, and he like sees Carrie. He's like, "Carrie!" And the limo screeches to the halt. And Big's like, "I freaked out for a minute, but I'm ready now. Carrie!" And Carrie's like, "I knew you would do this. I knew it. You left. I am humiliated." And he's like trying to like, by the way, he's been giving her signals this entire movie of like, "I knew you would do this." He was telling you he was going to do that. He was telling you, Carrie. And, it's crazy. Charlotte's like, no. It's so dramatic. It's so good. Like, I loved it. I loved this scene.
This scene is very good. The scene is very good. I wish that we had gotten to see Samantha tell the library, like the audience in the library, that it wasn't happening. I also would have just loved to see somebody like, I'm here to check out James and the Giant Peach, and there's this like woman in a wedding dress, like, ah!
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what are like some famous movies with like people learning to read, of like illiterate people.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, like and that's the story of how big. I can't. And Big was run down. You're my girl, Carrie. Anyways, we're in the aftermath of this. And there's like vodka involved, and Samantha's working the phones, and this is like the aftermath.
Carrie's paid for their honeymoon that she was going to surprise him with, like prepaid on her credit card. So Samantha's like, "I'll get us out of this." So Samantha goes because she's the boss. She's the best character, and so she's doing all of this work and trying to get like her out of this like vacation. And that's when Miranda's like, Charlotte, can I talk to you for a sec? She's like, I kind of said something to Big that might have triggered this. And then she's like, I told him they were crazy to get married. Do you think I should? And Charlotte's like, no, I wouldn't tell her at this time. Like, pick a different time, like a different, not this time where I have to be around it. Just a very different time. So then Samantha comes back and she's like, well, I can't get you out, but I got all of us in. We're going to Mexico. And of course, she was like, well, why couldn't you just said that there was death in the family? And Carrie's like, wasn't there? And I was like, she was very much like Owen Wilson at the end of Wedding Crashers, where he's like telling people, he's like, just so you know, love is bullshit. And I don't want you to think I'm picking on love, because I also don't believe in friendship. Like, that's how he's
Wow. Well, also, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so they're going to go to Mexico for this honeymoon with just the girls to get Carrie back on track. But I do find it interesting. Like, wouldn't there have been a conversation with Big? Like, I don't know. There are just so many details that I would just be so curious.
Like on vacation, can you see like Big in like swimming trunks? Like, I could just like imagine them like, well, here's my swimming trunks, and it's just like a lighter suit. Like, I can't imagine him even like being on the beach doing anything like that.
I wish they were like a sandals resort or something.
Imagine, like, I feel like Carrie would be like the typical like white tourist who comes back with like her hair braided like with Rick James braids, and then like, see, it's good because it's like I went to the island.
Wait, how was Miranda able to like just jet off? Miranda seems like, I mean, but everybody's there to support Carrie.
And she was just like, well, I have a job. And Samantha's like, yeah, so do I. And then like when Miranda's like, I have cases to lose. You know, I have lots of things to fail at.
But in typical Miranda fashion, they're at the Mexico resort, and Miranda, like, they're there, and like, you know, the Mexico scenes are happening, and Miranda looks up at Samantha, and Samantha indicates her swimsuit crotch area, and we see that Miranda has a gigantic bush that she has not done anything with, and Miranda's like, what? I didn't know I was going to be in a swimsuit, and I forgot to wax, and Samantha's like, since when? 1998? And I just love that fucking, like, poor Steve. He was like, you just didn't seem like you wanted anything because you let your body hair grow out for the last 10 years. I couldn't even find where your body parts were at a certain point, Miranda. Like, I love that she's just full.
I mean, she was like, oh, so you're saying it's my fault that he cheated? And I'm just like, Miranda, it does look like you have Carrot Top like in a headlock between your legs. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Miranda's privates are doing prop comedy of like. But Miranda's like, when you're married, Samantha, you have a different set of priorities. And Samantha's like, honey, don't blame marriage. Charlotte's married and she's not growing a national forest. How do you even cross your legs? Let me make a spa treatment any thicker and you won't be able to find it. And I mean, that is like high comedy. I love, like, you know.
She's the best friend. She's like the best. She's best in the movie. She's the best.
And by the way, who knows? Maybe Steve is hiding in her pubic hair. Of like, Miranda, it's the only way I can get a hold of you is hiding in your private areas.
There's like a pair of his glasses. Like,
something reminded me of Steve. What? Oh, his glasses. They were in my crotch. He lost them a couple years ago.
That's where my other ball is. Like, it's all there. Like,
well, anyway, so I mean, what do you think about the Mexico? Because like Carrie's getting back on her feet, and Carrie's like, after everything I know, after 20 years of everything we learned, I threw it all away for the thrill of putting his name on the honeymoon suite. If I met me now, I wouldn't know me. So this is about like, Carrie trying to reclaim like that girl that she was.
And she's like, I have to do something to break me out of my Mexicoma. And the fact that that's one of the strongest jokes in the script is sad. But it's like, she's now like, when she's drunk, she was like, I was there. I showed up. I put a bird on my head. And like they were like, but that's what that was. And she's like, it was a bird. And somebody's like, it was lovely. And I was like, no, it was. It made no sense. It's not even like that they met bird watching or he like calls her like a little bird. There was like no tie-in. And it's also a disgusting, like, put feathers in your hair. That's fine. But this one was a full bird. Like it had an eyeball. Like this was like a real taxidermied bird that sold at auction for like $70,000. But I'm just like, a full bird with an eyeball? I don't know.
Yeah.
I also feel like I feel like Samantha wouldn't have allowed that. As the maid of honor, I feel like she'd be like, honey, it's not even a swallow. What are you doing?
Carrie, but see, Carrie, I don't get Carrie. Like Carrie goes, he's a bad guy, always was. Bad guys do bad things. And Miranda's like, and good guys do bad things. The good guys screw you and the bad guys screw you. And Samantha's like, and the rest of them don't know how to screw you. Trust me, I've done the legwork. So pretty much, and like, I'm not disagreeing, but like, yeah, all men suck. But like Carrie's like, he's a bad guy, always was. Bad guys do bad things. Like, girl, you were literally about, like, if that seems like you should have had more doubts than Big if he was a bad guy.
Yeah. Like there were signs. There were like, how long did the show run? 8 seasons? There were like 9 seasons of signs that led.
Yeah.
That led.
I wonder what Big was doing during this time.
I wish they would, like, they could have just shown so many other things. The fact that we spent time watching Miranda look apartment shop through Little Ukrainia and Carrie shopping for desks, like, while talking about Charlotte.
Well, it's like house husbands on housewife shows. It's not about the men. So in reality, we don't need to follow Big, but it would be funny if there were like, if he was like, we were seeing like him reading a paper and there's an article foreshadowing of like a new company named Peloton is gearing up for production. Like, like if we foreshadowed into the future.
Like, I wish they had spent a little bit more time in Mexico. I wish that the Mexico trip hadn't ended in a bathroom joke, like it was like Scary Movie or something, where it's like, you know how I feel about bathroom stuff, and the fact that like Charlotte, like the fact that she had
Charlotte had gurgling in her stomach. She had the
she wasn't going to eat in Mexico, and they're like, it's a 5-star resort, and she's like, but it's. And they're like, okay, well, like everybody else is fine. But
Carrie's like, and just like that, Charlotte Poughkeepsied in her pants instead of Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsied in her pants.
And that's like what made her come to life again. She's like, well,
Carrie's like, in a voiceover, Miranda was right. When something was really, really funny, I laughed. The pain of her friend. And then Carrie finally on like later starts like listening to her voicemails and the first message received Saturday, September 20th, which by the way, when you heard the voicemail, there was a sick part of me that was like, wouldn't it be so? And just like that, it was like first message received Saturday, September 11th. Like if it was like, I was
Robert Pattinson 9/11 movie.
Yeah, there's a horrible Robert Pattinson movie, you guys. I don't even know if people remember this, but you find out at the end that like he was one of the 9/11 victims, but you don't know that until the very end of the movie. It's so bizarre. But anyway, she's starting to hear the voicemails of like, hey, babe, I need to talk to you.
As the towers went down, I couldn't help but think, is Big thinking of me? Like, just like something completely like, but it's like she listens. Yeah, it starts with the first voicemail, and she's like, And she takes her pink phone, which still has tape on it, and she throws it into the ocean.
Like, how rich are we in this movie that we're just throwing phones?
Throwing technology. I'm like, yeah. So some sea turtle died because it choked on this ugly broken phone.
So anyways, we're back in Carrie's old apartment, and this is when it's like, there's no better time I could think of to hire an assistant.
You're like, there's no better time when I don't have a job than to hire an assistant now.
Yeah. I'm going to have to start paying my own way again, so I might as well pay an assistant. And this is when we meet Louise. Louise from St. Louis. Played by the incredible Jennifer Hudson.
Like, I give her so much credit. They gave her absolutely nothing to do. Honestly, I do feel like what they did is kind of low-key mean to her.
Why? Because of the purse?
Because of like the purse, and then like, hey, here's what you're going to be able to do. Nothing besides carry around the ugliest things ever. But like, I will say, I love Jennifer Hudson as a person, and I think she's not a magician. She can only like do so much, but I don't think she's a good assistant.
Yeah, but I don't think this is real life either. So I think we're good. But Carrie's like, after only 3 days, I begin to think of her as St. Louise from St. Louis.
She's like watching her do like these like incredible things where I'm like, she's opening like a shoebox and like getting like a comforter delivered and like answering a totally regular phone. And she's just like, oh, what would I do without you? But it's like, I mean, literally on one of the boxes, Carrie's opening it, and it's the wedding dress box. Wouldn't you think that'd be like the main when she goes in and been like, hey, if I got to get one of these boxes out of here, that's the one that's ready to blow. I have to get the wedding, like I need to put the wedding dress away. So that one she didn't, and Carrie opens it. Then another thing, she's looking at her website, and she's like, oh, carriebradshaw.com is a mess. And Carrie's like, so is the real Carrie. And it's like, I wish they had like panned to the website, because I would have loved to see like a little cartoon man at the bottom, like with like a little construction hat, like when the site's like under construction.
It would be great if Carrie was like using dial-up still, like Big has Wi-Fi, I have dial-up.
She's like, all right, well, let's go through your emails. And she's like, well, I don't know how to do that. I can barely text. So I'm like, you're a writer. And so I'm just like, so she's making like, Louise sit down at her computer, and she's going to read out every email to Carrie, who's the writer. I'm going to dictate every email, read it out to you. Then you're going to say out to me what you want me to respond back. And so she's like, all right, first up, who is J. Preston at JJP? Don't you know that is the guy's name of like, you've not only just been like her assistant, but like literally anyone in the paper been like, oh, she's marrying that John Preston guy. So J. Preston at JJP NYC. And then she goes, oh shit, is that him? That's him, isn't it? Hey girl, look at a lot. Honestly, after that, but you know what? She deserves that purse. If you're like, that's who is that? Oh, is that him? Is that him? Oh, the whole reason I had to drop. Oh, that's him. I couldn't code his email of his first initial and last name. Like, oh, St. Louis, I love you, but like, come on.
And well, and the email, it only has one sentence that says, I don't know what to say. And by the way, for somebody that had a hard time writing their vows, he sure knows how to write an email. Like, I don't know what to say. But by the way, for Mr. Big, like, how did he get it? Like, how did he become so successful? Because he doesn't seem to know how to like write anything. Like, doesn't know, is scared about vows, doesn't know what to put in an email.
I don't think he seems like very like literate. I don't think he's like very smart. Yeah, it is like, it has to be like generational like wealth of like he is like a real estate like tycoon or something, because it's just like I don't know if he could have done it on his own, but also I would have loved for her to open the email if it was like written in Comic Sans, like if it was
it's like the it's the papyrus font of, or he's sending her weird Facebook articles like my dad does, you know, like, is this true, Ryan? But also, wouldn't it be great if Big during this time, he's like, I got away myself, and it was Epstein's Island. He's like, I'm with, or we just like, he's like, I'm with my friend Jeffrey, and then it's like Jeff, and then you hear like, Big, are you coming? Big, it's time for our massages. Who are you emailing in there? Come on, motherfucker. It's me, Steven. Let's go. These girls aren't getting any younger. Hey, look, there's a shooting star. JK, I have a boner. Anyway, so he's trying to get in touch with Carrie, but she's not buying it. And Carrie, like, what are the other big? Because like this is when the movie doesn't really stall, but they try to.
One thing where it's like Halloween, and that's
Charlotte's pregnant. Remember?
Oh yeah, Charlotte's pregnant because Carrie's supposed to be watching her, and she reads her like Cinderella. Then at the end, she's like, "Just so you know, this is a fairy tale. This isn't how real life happens." And she's like, "Read it again." She's like, "Okay, well, another one bites the dust. I just want you to know in reality." I'm like, "Yeah, do the love version of There's No Santa Claus. Do it." Like, this isn't real. But yeah, Charlotte comes and she's like now pregnant, which is like exciting.
Yeah, and Charlotte's doctor said sometimes when women stop trying, it can happen. She knows other couples that adopt and then get pregnant. And
they're like, this is going to be awkward because we're actually going to send Lily back because we're going to.
Yeah, we're saying, I guess we don't need Lily anymore since we have one of our own.
You've been a great placeholder. You've been a great like warm up, like one of those practice kids, when you practice like, in high school, like how to. But
I would love if Carrie found out that Lily had screwed with her phone that day. Of like, listen, you little shithead. This is an adult thing. You're not supposed to be playing with adult toys. You little shit.
Lily was an Asian version of like Orphan instead of like how the orphan was Russian. What if Lily was like the Asian orphan where this
so like Lily looks like a little kid, but Lily's actually like a 33-year-old girl like Natalia Grace.
I'm just saying. Okay. She carries around. Why is she carrying around such an expensive purse?
Yeah, there was always an opportunity for this movie to go in such creepy, crazy directions, and it never truly did. But anyways, then we have a scene with like Carrie talking to Miranda about like, he wrote an email, 2 words, I'm sorry. And Miranda's like, Steve is all about I'm sorry. I'm sorry emails. I'm sorry voicemails. I'm sorry flowers. I'm sorry cards. How about don't do anything to me I'm sorry for? And Carrie's like, maybe he's sorry. And Miranda's like, maybe Big is too. And Carrie's like, point taken. I still can't believe this happened to me. I know it happened, but I can't believe it happened. I lay awake every night and going over every detail of the last week in my head. And Miranda's like, Carrie, there's a detail I've been meaning to tell you about. And that's when we see the Vogue magazine, and it's the last single girl.
Even Halloween grabbing stuff last minute. Yeah, there's the Vogue, and she's like, oh my God, open. So like Miranda opens it, and she's like, well, the great news is you look beautiful in the dress. And she's like, and Carrie is, and so they see like there's like a little like box of like the bottom of the page, and she's like, and she's like, at the time of print, Carrie Bradshaw still. And she's like, Carrie Bradshaw is what? Carrie Bradshaw is what? And so she like holds it out. And because, Carrie's ancient, she's 40, she can't read. So she's like, I hold it back. I can't read it. What does it say?
Carrie Bradshaw is still single and living in Manhattan.
I wanted to be like, also, did you like have to like, was anybody like going to call it Vogue? And I'm like, this is fake news. She actually didn't get married and she's single. I'm suing. Like, I don't know. Like, did they really have to make like?
Well, I think it was like a big FU to Carrie. I don't think Carrie's well liked in those circles. I think she's also, like
magazines has never worked out for Carrie. Remember, like in one of the earlier seasons when Stanford's like, yeah, my boyfriend's a photographer, and they want to do like a sexy and single, and you're going to be on the cover, and it was like in the New Yorker, and instead it's like a picture of her while they're getting ready for lighting, and she has like a cigarette, and she had just like woken up. She's like, I need coffee, and she's like. And it's like, and it was like sexy and single ? So like,
yeah. Yes, yeah.
Magazines like don't work out well for her. Like,
Well, I mean, but anyway, it's another opportunity for Carrie to feel bad about herself and feel like all the feelings. So, and also it's still Vogue. So that's good. And then, what is this? It's Halloween. We do the trick or treating.
I will say, I didn't like number one, for Charlotte to be like such like a perfect type A mother, she would never let Lily go out in this cheap ass Halloween costume where it was like the mask was like a Timu mask of like Cinderella. It was like one of those creepy like old plastic masks like that they don't.
Yeah, but this is pre-Timu, so.
But it's just like Charlotte would never have that for her daughter ever. Like some like cheap ass
yeah.
No. And so then like Carrie of course has to make the trick or treating all about her. Where in like the next house Carrie's now wearing the mask because that looks less crazy. And she's like, everyone knows me, so I'm going to wear this mask. And so then she decides to color her hair. So she's like, everyone knows me, and everyone knows me in New York. They won't stop, stopping me on the street. Some people are so upset, they're asking for money and cigarettes. They all know who I am. So she decides to color her hair like very, very dark brown, and she now has to get used to a new phone number, which scares her.
Well, yeah, because she's pissed. She's like, Louise is like, your new area code is 347, and she's like, no, I'm a 917 gal. I always have been. Great, now even I don't recognize me. And we cut to like Samantha getting a call from Carrie at like a 347 number. And Samantha's like, 347 is the new New York. And Carrie's like, I want the old New York with the old 917 and my old will to live. And
they're like, well, the good news is you won't live very long because you're old, Carrie. You're old and no one wants to marry you. Did you read your news? Did you read your article? That's what it said. But like, next is that when Samantha decides to get a dog.
Yeah, we have a whole dog thing with like dog groomers.
I'm so over the dog like humping thing in like movies and like TV shows. I'm like, who thinks this is funny? Like, I think it's gross and like very just like I think it's like very, but like I know Patricia also. I think it's very pedestrian and banal of like have like the dog humor of like, oh, dogs like humping stuff. Like I know, like when you have like the dog like humping toy at like Spencer's, like like when you're like 13, like I just like this is Sex in the City. This is Sex in the City, and like our dads have been defecating in pants and dogs like humping. It's like come on, like a Farley Brothers movie. Like I just.
Okay, well, sorry that this upset you, but it's more dog stuff.
Very lowbrow. It's just very
listen, we need, and also said that's the whole point is Samantha is a dog humper too. She's like a dog humping. So anyways, we moved to Carrie's apartment eventually, and they're debating on getting rid of the wedding gown, right? And Louise is with her, and Carrie's like, no, we can't. It's beautiful. I'll just bury it deep in the back like I did my feelings. She's so passive aggressive. And Carrie's like, every day, it's weird. I haven't cried very much at all. Maybe you're only allotted a certain amount of tears per man, and I used mine up. And Louise is like, yeah, I know how you feel, because my college boyfriend broke up with me last year, and I miss him all the time. And Carrie's like, enough about you. Let me get back to me. No, but Carrie in a voiceover is like, suddenly it dawned on me. There were two broken hearts in my walk-in. And so then they go have a cocktail and Louise unloads on her about this relationship. And, this is Carrie being a good friend and boss, right?
Yeah, and that is her trying to, and then you realize you're like, oh, Carrie, stop sounding like so old. Because Jennifer Hudson gets like a text and Carrie's like, ooh, a text at 11:30? There's only one thing that could mean, bootay. That is a bootay call. And I'm like, oh, Carrie, stop saying.
Yeah. And then it's like, Steve, what are you doing here? I'm sorry. I was just so lonely. And Louise, I don't know. I'm sorry. Don't tell Miranda.
I've been sleeping in one of your boxes outside. Like, that's how
So I don't know. I mean, like, this is like, there's like scenes of like Carrie and Charlotte looking for like a writing desk for Carrie, right?
something that could have been a like fun scene of like Samantha doing anything, but it's like then they have like
wait. Samantha was doing the dog thing, and you complained about that.
the dog part. I don't like. Why couldn't it just be like her shopping and like her like adopting a dog? That's like, but it's like, I feel like her with like her dog like humping everything. Like it just,
Yeah.
But,
What are you, Charlotte's telling Carrie, like, I've got everything I ever wanted. I'm so happy. I'm terrified. No one gets everything they want. Look at you. Look at Miranda. You're such good people, and look what happened to you. Of course something bad is going to happen to me. And Carrie's like, sweetie, you shit your pants this year. Maybe you're done. And Carrie's like, you run every day. That's what you do. You can't stop being who you are just because you're afraid, right? Now let's get down to business. I've got to have my apartment done in time for that baby shower of yours, Charlotte. But like time's passing, like all of a sudden we're like seeing snowflakes float down. Like the passage, we're seeing that time is like life is getting back to normal, right?
yes, seasons are changing. Like, because like New Year's Eve.
Oh, it'd be so fun. Oh my God, it'd be so funny if all of a sudden it turns out like they're on the expedition of the Titanic and Carrie's the old lady, like with the diamond, Carrie's like, Big gave me this. Big gave me this a long time ago. And no, but this is when, because it's like Carrie's exchanging gifts with Louise from St. Louis and gives her the hideous purse. And Louise is like freaking out because it's like a Louis Vuitton.
And she gives her like a DVD of like Meet Me in St. Louis. And so that's Carrie's plan for New Year's Eve. She's going to watch that DVD of like Judy Garland, and Miranda is getting Brady ready to go. Steve's picking him up. They're going to go, him and Brady are going out to dinner on New Year's Eve in New York. Like, okay, that's not believable. And so she's like, all right, so at midnight, this is what you do, Brady. At 12 o'clock, you say Happy New Year and you kiss somebody. And I'm like, at that age, I mean, at my age, at like 29, I can barely stay up till midnight. You think he's going to stay up till midnight? Anyway, so he was like, kid. And like Miranda and like Steve look at each other, and like Miranda just like kisses Brady. And so it's like, then it's like at midnight and Miranda's like about to like call Carrie, and she's like, I'm just like lonely. I thought the point of having a family was you weren't alone on New Year's Eve. She's like, Carrie's like, do you want me to come over? And she's like, no, it's you'll never get a cab. It's New Year's Eve. And so Carrie gets on like the subway on New Year's Eve at night in New York, and she's wearing her pajamas, the like beads, like her like pearls, her pajamas, and like a long fur coat. She looks like she's in Grey Gardens, and like a beret. And she's like on the street, and I'm like, So, and they're playing the saddest version of Auld Lang Syne ever. Like, I don't expect you guys to play the Mariah Carey version, which is like a super fun bop. But it's like, if you want to like play a more somber like tone of it, the Leah Michelle version from New Year's Eve, the Gary Marshall movie, fantastic. Chef's Kiss, amazing. But it's like there's the song, like the version, it's like it's out of like the Gilded Age or something. Like it's just like it's a very like it's like from a different time. Right?
I liked it. But I mean, basically the thing is Carrie ends up running to Miranda right in time for like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. And Miranda actually tries to passionately kiss Carrie. And Carrie's like, whoa. No. We're friends. I thought we were clear. We're friends. And no, it's very sweet. It's a very sweet friend moment. And then they're just eating, laughing on the couch to end the night. I thought that was sweet.
No, it's very sweet. Carrie's a much better friend than I am. The fact that she answered her phone, I mean, I wouldn't have done that. So I think that, yes, it is very sweet. Again, not something I would do, but it is very sweet.
Yeah.
So the next thing isn't it like they're...
Well, Samantha's back, and she's kind of relaying that she's... listen, like she's gotten into a little bit of a rut with her dude where they're just ordering Mexican food and watching TV, nothing like really big. And then they're at a fashion show, right? With the ladies.
Fashion week. And that's when Miranda like says a story of like, well, we always got front row seats at the dolphin show. Steve used to do the cutest impression of a dolphin. And they like all look at her, and she was like, you really can't forgive him? And she's like, well, would you ask Carrie to forgive Big? And she's just like, I and then Charlotte's like, I figured out what I'm going to say to Big if I ever see him. And they're like, oh, she's like, do you want to hear what it is? And they're like, yeah. And she's like, I curse the day you were born. Isn't it like, what's that? I curse the day you were born. Is that it?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay,
That's it. I curse the day you were born. It carries like impressive. Better work up a hand gesture to go with it.
I will say along with that, I have decided because like my ex-boss who I fucking hate, and I know eventually I will run into him somewhere because like the horse place, it's just like such like a small community. And the thing is, he's probably too much of a pusswad to confront me. But if I know that I'm eventually going to have to see him. But this is my suggestion to everybody listening. Because everyone has had those like imaginary fights in your head of like, wow, when I see this person, I'm going to say this, and this. You know what? No matter who comes up to you, no matter what they say, no matter how savage the read is, what you do is you look at them, no matter what they've said to you, and you have something in your tooth. That fucking takes people down at the knees, like a machete, no matter like what they just said to you. Because like, no matter how confident you are, you're like, oh God, like it destroys everything they've said previously. So I want everybody to put that in their pocket, save it, and use it when you need it. Because nobody can be like what she said to me was so inappropriate. Like, because you can say it anywhere. You can say it in front of any type of stray straddle kid like Brady, any latchkey kid walking around with spaghetti on his face. You can say it in front of everybody. Just you have something that works for every occasion. So I suggest that to everybody. So then Samantha goes back to LA and she decides to break up with Smith.
With Smith, yeah. Yes. Sorry. Trying to find the place. Because it was like Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah, she decides to make him sushi.
Oh yeah, over her body.
Yeah, she hand makes sushi and then decides like to put it on her own like body, which like I don't know, that's like not something that
when Vicky chastised the girl on Real Housewives of Orange County for doing that?
No.
That was great.
No. You know what would have been great is if in Mexico they would have had let's whoop it up. If they'd had a whoop it up scene in Mexico.
If they went to Andales.
Yeah, it just would have been like so much fun. I'm just saying that could have been a really good scene. She makes some sushi and she's like waiting there with like the sushi on her, and he like calls and says he's like running late. So they're filming long, and then she just like gets tired waiting and starts eating the sushi herself. And so when he comes home, she's like, you're late, and I spent this time making dinner for you. And he's like, you made sushi. I wanted to be like, oh no, if even all I did was make reservations, I'd been like, I made something for you. Like, you're like,
yeah, he's like, you made some sushi, it's not a big deal.
And then like, oh no. Now
I'm not the type of woman who sits home all day waiting for a man. You love California so much, enjoy your handmade California roll. And throws the sushi at him.
I'm sad that Samantha never got with her neighbor. Like, I mean,
I thought she
wear that hat and eat the guacamole. But like, this is the hottest one in the entire show, and it's like I wish like that we had gotten to see her like have fun or do like anything with like the neighbor. It's like she decides that she's going to break up with Smith, and she's like says like that. I love you, but I love me more.
Yeah,
which is very sweet, and it's like they have a very it was a very sweet breakup because like they both really love each other. And so it was just that she's like, you really deserve like somebody who like wants to be in a relationship, and you're like going to find that person. And it was like a very sweet breakup, I thought.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. And she can sell any scene that she's in. And then we also have like Carrie once again urging Miranda to forgive Steve. Carrie's like, you badger me to forgive you in 3 days, and you won't even consider forgiving Steve for something he did 6 months ago. And Carrie's like, it's forgiveness. And I know you're not the reason my marriage fell apart. I was just desperate to have someone else to blame, right?
Oh, yeah, because you missed the part on Valentine's Day where her and Miranda go out to a Valentine's Day dinner, and they're at a restaurant, and this restaurant is full of Richards. It's full of red balloons everywhere. And so I just expected to see Dorinda in the back, like, Richard! Hey. And Miranda.
Yeah, but it finally came out that Big had told this to Miranda at the rehearsal dinner, and Carrie's like, "There's no right time to tell me you ruined my marriage." So this happened previously, and then what I was just talking about was like they forget, like they made up, but now Miranda needs to forgive Steve.
And I wanted to be like, Miranda, it's not going to get better out there for you. Like it's not going to get better. Like I
mean, in just like that, she at the end of the series, she's with this lady that she seems sort of happy with. I mean, Steve seems miserable. I mean, he's just a shell of a man, and then just like that. But then we cut to Steve and Miranda in front of a therapist, and Miranda's like, "I don't know if I can trust that it won't happen again." And the therapist is like, "Steve, you're very quiet today." And Steve's like, "Miranda, I know I made it hard for you to trust me, but you made it hard for me. You made it hard for me to trust you. The way you treated me and cut me out of your life like that. I mean, yeah, I broke a vow, but what about the other vows? Like promising to love someone for better or for worse. What about that? How do I know she won't punish me for the rest of my life?" Which she does.
And then, like, honestly, I give them, like, Miranda, been like, do I get any credit that I didn't make, like, a ball dropping joke on New Year's Eve to you, Steve? Like, like, I held back. Like, I've held back on things I can say to you.
Then so Miranda is telling Carrie, like, we're done with our last session and we're not allowed to talk for 2 weeks while we figure out if being together again is something we really want. And then we had to pick a place to meet. And if we both show up on that day, the past no longer exists. Showing up is the promise we make to each other that we're willing to let it all go and move forward. Now, is this something you think is like a therapist would actually do? Of like, okay, last session. Now don't see each other for 2 weeks. Like it's... Like, is this a licensed therapist? This sounds like weird. Something
my therapist would tell me to do because she's the worst therapist in the world.
Well, I'm shocked I'm shocked it wasn't like, and then go to the top of the Empire States Building.
Yeah. I remember Cynthia was the one who told me that. She's like, yeah, you should charge that guy when I made the joke of like, I'll tell you how much to Venmo me after we hooked up. Like when he was like, were you kidding about the Venmo? And I was just like, I asked Cynthia, I was like, what do I say? And she goes right back, do you think I'm kidding? And see what he says. And and he's like, so do I need to Venmo you? And I was like, what do I ask for? And she's like, well, how much was your Uber out there? I'm like, well, it was like at night and it was like Uber Black. And I was like, it was like $150. She's like, Venmo would cost him for $200.
God.
Remember when I told you and I was like, look at me, I'm independent. And then I ended up sending him $200 because I messed up my Venmo.
So your therapist is potentially Miranda's therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. She's awful. I love her. She's awful. She eats
so Carrie's what's that?
My therapist is always, now granted, I'm doing it on FaceTime. And so she gets to do it while she's in bed, like in her pajamas. And she's always like, I'm so sorry, honey. do you mind if I eat? And I was like, yeah, sure. So of course she had to eat the biggest salad in the world. So I'm like watching her eat this, like I'm like, and I'm just like, oh God. Sorry. So anyway, honestly, I don't think that this therapist is that. I've heard worse. I hire worse.
Okay. Well, you belong in this movie. So now Carrie's talking to Louise, and Louise says that the apartment on 5th finally sold. And the other news is that Louise is going back to St. Louis because her and her boo are going to get married in the fall. So that's great. We have Samantha. Wait. This is Samantha. This is with Dante.
Oh,
they did hook up.
No, they didn't. The dog ran up on the balcony when he was showering.
Oh, yeah, he goes, want to join me? I'm Dante. Stop by anytime.
Which she should have, which I'm so sad we didn't get that. So sad we didn't get to. What we did get.
Oh, yeah, the guacamole and the eating chips.
The fact that, they fat shame Samantha in this is so insane. Because then it's it comes, Charlotte's baby shower and it's the debut of Carrie's new apartment, which she got paint on the wall and she got a new sofa. And a pillow that the dog ends up pumping. And she's like, that pillow was $300. So it's they open the door and it's Samantha and she has her dog in a purse and she's wearing a crop top. And nobody would look at Samantha and been like, wow, she looks fat. Like she's at all. But it's like how they look at her, when they go, oh my God, Samantha. I think they were doing that because she had a dog. Because like Samantha had never had like a pet before. And so then they're like, look at you. Oh my God. And so like Mario Cantone walks by and he goes, oh, what's with the pooch? And they look down and they're like, and she's like, oh. So they're then like sitting down, like they're eating cake and they're like, you know, it's not about the weight. You would look beautiful, whatever size you were, but how did you not know? I would have been like, you're beautiful no matter what size you are, besides this size, because you're disgusting and a heifer. And I'm honestly afraid you're going to break my new couch. But how did this happen?
Yeah, like, it's weird. Like, Miranda's like Miranda's like a fat intervention. We love you. Have a salad. How do we bring this up to Samantha?
And they're like, how did you not know? And she's like, I've been avoiding mirrors. You know, I eat so I don't cheat. And so they're like, honey, it's just, it's just so crazy to see you like this. We're so sorry. And then it's like, she's like, well, you know, like, he stayed with me through chemo and, you know, like and so she's like, you know, it was just hard for me to, you know, decide. And Carrie has to, this is such like a country person. She goes, well, what does your gut tell you? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it was just like such like a mean thing to say. And just like, I was like really surprised that they did a like Samantha's fat.
Well, this is probably why Samantha hates Sarah Jessica Parker now. Also, we skipped past, but spoiler alert: Miranda and Steve did get back together. So they're back together, and
I was living on the Brooklyn Bridge before you came to meet me. So I was already.
And so we have that, like, and then that's then when Samantha actually breaks up with Smith, which we talked about that of I love me more. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, Carrie and Louise, like Louise is leaving finally. And Louise is like giving her all her unopened mail from her P.O. box. And this is when... Oh, no. Yeah. Sorry. It's like skipping through all of these scenes.
So like the most important thing is that, they're up there and like, Charlotte's out and she runs into, Charlotte's out. She's ready to pop and she is at a restaurant and she's like, has like all these shopping bags and she sits down, she looks over in a corner and there's Big and Big's like getting ready to pay his check and get up. So she sees him. And he's like, Charlotte. And she like gets up and I'm like, thank God she was doing the running. And because she was able to like, she's like, and she's so pregnant, has like all these shopping bags. So she like goes out and she's like looking for, like trying to get away from him. And he's like, Charlotte. And she's like, I cursed the day you were born. And then like her like water breaks. And so he's like, let me take you, like get in my car. And she's like, no, I hate you. No, I hate you. And he's like, you're going into labor. And she's like, fine, go to Lenox Hill. And so, of course, this is a great time for her to give birth because you can make it about Carrie, which is Carrie's favorite. So it's like Carrie going into the hospital and Harry's like, you know, like her name is Rose. We're so happy. And
which by the way, her name is Rock now because she's they're a non-binary. So it's Rock, but it's Rose here.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to dead name her. What it was.
Yeah. Okay.
So at this point, she is Rose. And so they tell her that Big's the one who brought her, and they're like, I swear, like his heart looks like it was about to stop every time he heard anybody in heels. And she's like, well, today isn't about him. It's about beautiful baby Rose. And Big asking about me. And Rose, of course, but also about me. And so Harry's like, you know, he said that he's been writing you. And she's like, that's a lie. He's never written me ever anything.
He doesn't know how to write. He's a horrible writer. And he goes and Harry's like, he said he wrote because he didn't have your phone number. And then we cut to Carrie with the P.O. box mail that Louise gave her. And Carrie in a voiceover is like 2 hours, 2 manila envelopes and countless emails later. I was just about to give up on the Big riddle when I had told Louise to put Big in a place where I would never have to hear from him again. And it was in her, it was in the email account, right?
Yeah. She made Luis like made a special like spam account, like spam folder where every email that he sent her would go into this folder, and the folder was password locked. And so Carrie's trying all this, and then I felt bad for Carrie because I'm like, we've never seen Carrie have a pet because most passwords are like, your pets or like dead pets. I'm like, oh, well, what password is she gonna use? So she's trying all this stuff, and she remembered she's like that Luis always used to carry she had a gold keychain that said love, so that's the password. And so she puts in love and it opens up all of these emails. And Carrie, who I truly don't what?
No, I'm just saying it's like all the poems, like the Lord Byron and the James Joyce and the Voltaire. And she's like, there they were, the love letters of great men, plus one more written by John James Preston.
She is like blown away and is so like romanticized that he can like control all, like that he can like paste, that he can like
cut and paste. He copied and pasted. And by the way, the big email, his big love letter was, I know I screwed it up, but I will love you forever.
And she's like, oh my God. Oh, so that's what she reads. And Luis from St. Louis, who's calling while she's trying on wedding dresses. And like literally another part of the comedy is like her little like cousin saying, wow, that dress makes your boobs look big. Oh God, my God, that actually and to the dog. And so I was just like, okay. So she's like, today's the closing. You need to go to the apartment. And she's like, oh, I don't want to go there. And she's like, you're just going to leave that pair of shoes. And so Carrie's like, oh God. So she goes to like Heaven on Fifth to get her pair of shoes. And she goes into the closet and Big is there waiting for her.
Yeah. And Big's like, I was going to get these to you. I didn't want it to be a total loss. And Carrie in a voiceover says, it wasn't logic. It was love. And she walks into the closet over to him. She throws her arms around him. He drops the shoes. They kiss. And it's very passionate.
And she's just like, why did we ever decide? What is it? Why did we ever decide to get married? Or what did she say?
He's like, why did we ever decide to get married? And he goes, I guess we were afraid it meant something if we didn't. I'm sorry to have done that to you. And she touches his lips. And Carrie's like, I'm sorry to have done that to you. And you know, the funny part, we were perfectly happy before we decided to live happily ever after. But then it ends up like, then I don't also get this too. Because then Big's like, Carrie Bradshaw, love of my life, will you marry me?
And he proposes with the shoe.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have like a ring first. And so he proposes with the shoe because goes back to Cinderella and also because she likes shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so it's like this full circle thing. And she doesn't have to wear like a dead bird with its eyeball on her head.
And then we cut to a courthouse where they actually did want to get married in the first place. And a judge is like, by the power vested in me by the state of New York, I now pronounce you your husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. And Big says, ever thine, ever mine, ever ours. And it's like perfect. It's what they initially wanted, right?
Yeah. And it's just, honestly, I think that's smart. If I ever get married, which that is a true, but miracles happen. I would absolutely get married at the courthouse. Like I used to have like an idea of like, oh my God, this was before, this is like when Pinterest like first came out and I like pinned like probably like 300 different like wedding pins. And I got a Facebook message from a high school teacher of mine. She's like, congratulations, Annabelle. And I'm like, oh, for what? And she goes, that you're engaged. She's like, when is your wedding? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, I see all the pins on your page. I didn't realize that like the Pinterest was like public on my page. So on my Facebook page, it was just all these.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's mortified. Obviously this is like a long time ago.
Well, so they get married, but then it's like the girl, I love in the script, it says like night, summer, bustling, Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte, and Samantha back to her fighting weight, walk down a busy, I like in the script, it says Samantha back to her fighting weight, not a real fatty anymore. They're busy dressed, like street dressed for a night on the town. They laugh as they go, their designer purses swinging. And Carrie in a voiceover says, maybe when we put a label on people, bride, groom, husband, wife, fat, thin, married, single, we forget to look past the label and see the person.
There's a clip of her and she's doing reading at a bookstore and she goes, why are we willing to write our own vows, but not our own rules? It's just a little something I'm working on. I'd be like, just like an open mic. I'd be like, Bill, where's the new writing desk isn't working. Like,
and then like at the very end, they toast to Samantha being 50 and fabulous. And Carrie's like, to us and the next 50. And then Carrie in a voiceover says, and they're in the same city where they met as girls. 4 New York women entered the next phase of their lives, dressed head to toe in love. And that's the one label that never goes out of style.
No. They'll have their cockles. And she's like, why did we stop drinking these? And she's like, because everyone else started. I'm like, okay, hipsters.
Yeah, because you obviously can't handle calories anymore, Samantha. Your body can't process, like, I know that. Your body can't process sugar as you get older like that. So that's it, you guys. That's Sex in the City. That's our 3-hour recap of what's that?
Said fan theory, Carrie is older than Samantha. Samantha is the best at technology. Carrie is the worst.
Oh my God. So I love the movie. I think we made a lot of fun of it, but I will always love this movie. You are so on this movie.
Ever fine. Ever mind.
Ever fine.
I think it is like, you have to like this movie just because it is like very comfortable and comfortable, like that you have these characters that you've known. It's like anytime like this would be on TV, like I would watch it.
And when you compare this to the series and Just Like That, to me, this is so much better, in my opinion, than the TV
you think
show.
They should have just like ended. Do you like wish they had never made the show?
No, you know what? I wish they did movies, maybe. I wish they did. I mean, even though I hated the second movie, like I thought that was pretty bad. I don't know. I don't know if a series was warranted. I don't know. I guess that, I don't know. And Just Like That, I mean, we're 2 weeks out of that show and I really do miss it, but I miss making fun of it. So this has actually been really fun to make fun of these ladies once more.
I'm just so happy that I got to do it with you. Thank you, Ryan, for.
So you guys, as always, I mean, we always tell you, pick the next movie you want us to do, because we're bad at picking them ourselves. But this was Annabelle's idea, so this was very good because I've been obsessed with and Just Like That. So this is perfect, and I hope this is something that you enjoyed listening to. I know we're crazy, but thank you for Thank you for putting up with us this last 3 hours.
Thank you for letting me do this. And also, if you didn't like this, please don't take it out on Ryan and his reviews. That's not fair. Don't punish Ryan.
Yeah. By the way, I'll give you Annabelle's address so you can email reviews directly to Annabelle. You can do directly to Annabelle.
Yes, please don't take it out on Ryan. Don't do.
Did you see the Twilight? The Twilight series is going to be back in movie theaters.
Yes. I cannot believe. See, this is when we will re-release our Twilight.
Which, by the way, you guys, we did the whole Twilight series years ago, like during the pandemic. Yeah. Each one of those movies we did a full recap for. So if for some reason you have a sick sense of humor like us, go back and look, or just type in Annabelle Desisto in the search bar. And then the rest of the movie recaps are on her podcast, Adderall and Compliments, which Annabelle's now...
that was our first, those were our first movies we ever did. That was our first movie recap we ever did together was Twilight.
And it never got better. Those were the best ones. It never got better. But you can search those if you want to. I mean, they're really goofy and fun. And you can just see how we haven't grown up at all. But, Annabelle, is there anything that you would like to promote?
Recycling.
That's a great... Yeah, that's great. I've never heard that of like peace. I'd like to promote peace.
Spay and neuter your pets. Bob Barker.
Okay, Annabelle.
Letting me do this with you and the baddies. It's always...
Well, this is the fun. Now I have to go directly into an OC recap of tonight's OC episode. So this will be the fun part of the day. And now I have to talk about Shannon Bedore and Tamra. Okay. Bye, guys.
I love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.